There
If
we
you
are.
see this face, it means I'm on the computer trying to figure something out. Okay, week 3. We had a quick question about scaling. So it's perfect. So, yes, you can use the light box, but I recommend that you try using the measuring tools that you're learning here, because I'm here, and then if you're running into troubles, then you can ask me questions. But 2 ways you could do it. One, usually what I do all the time, whenever I'm working from a photo, I make a photocopy of it. I just threw it on. I have my dad's old printer, so I could just run a copy, just make a copy.
Mhm.
Um, then, if it's big enough and the size you want, you can go 1-to-1 size. It's easy. Another way you can do what I taught, what you learned last time, is how to go from the photo reference, capture the measurement, and take it directly over to the paper and mark it, and then draw it. Okay? So that's a 1-to-1 scale. So I'm literally tracing the drawing, but I'm capturing the measurements and transferring them to the page. There's something about that, because then you're really, your brain is working. Okay, the eyeball is this far from the head, so your eyeball is, or your your mind and your eyes are working together as you're trying to figure out where to measure. Does that make sense? Versus if you're just tracing, that's a mindless
Yeah.
activity.
Can I ask you a question? Can I interrupt?
Oh yeah.
I'm using a what is that thing, like a chopstick for to do that, to go from one to the other. But by the time I get from one to the other, my fingers have moved. Is it like a hard, would it be a horrible thing to use like a ruler
I
so
don't,
the actual measurement is there?
it's the reason I don't do ruler. Maybe your fingers are too slippery.
They're slippery. Yeah, yeah, they're slippery because they move. By the time I get from here to there, I'm like, oh my God, it's all wrong. So
That's,
yeah, it's so hard.
if you do a gripper, once you get it, grip it and hold
Yeah,
it. Because once you hold it, your fingers aren't going to move.
okay.
So try doing that. The reason I don't do rulers is because then that throws you into perfectionism and getting it perfect and very
Oh
accurate.
yeah, yeah,
So it
well,
throws you into a whole different zone.
yeah.
And and when we're measuring, for this sake, for what we're doing. Now, who wants to be a professional artist in this room? I mean, do you want to get out there and sell your work? I know you're doing it.
Sure.
We
Sure.
all do, but we're beginners. We're beginners. And right now, close enough is good enough. Okay?
Okay.
Close enough is good enough. And so when we're measuring, so we're capturing on the
I'm doing this.
we're capturing on this, we're holding it, and then we're transferring it.
I'm
So,
doing this instead of this.
oh yeah,
I'm doing this instead of this.
oh yeah. See, I'm
Let's see. Pinch it the right way, Michelle.
um,
Pinch
let
it.
me let me change
Because
cameras.
your finger was sliding. I think you were imitating.
Yeah, she was imitating me because I'm
Oh,
doing this
okay. Okay. I just wanted
instead
to
of
get
this.
the right
Okay,
way.
so when I do it, I use my thumb,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm holding it. So when I'll capture the height. I put this at one end, and I slide my thumb down like a slide rule. I slide it down, I grab it, snag it, and then hold it. And
Yeah,
then
now you're gonna hold it. Yeah.
now
Okay.
I know it's always at this point.
Okay.
So my fingernail's a hard stop measurement. If I use my thumb is round and it's hard to find it.
Yeah.
So I hold my stick like this and then grab it. It takes a little bit. Um, this this works for me. Sometimes I do this. I hold it and pinch it. And sometimes I'm close enough. So because we're not we're not my we're not trying to get absolute perfect. We're trying to get close enough. And sometimes I do this sort of thing and just hold it. I know it's in this ballpark.
Okay.
Okay.
Michelle, could you show us how you do that for the angles of the head? Because that was, I'm sure I found a workaround because I could not even from the, excuse me, it's me not knowing, but the PowerPoint you sent,
Yeah.
I tried to, use that to guide me as well, or maybe I relied on it. I guess I relied on it last night, but I couldn't figure it out, and I did whatever I did, but I just did it.
Let me grab my camera here. Nancy, I love that. You did what you did to get the job done. I love do what you gotta do to get the job done. That's it. It's brilliant. I was told that we were interior designer, we were painting a home in this house. I need a wrench. I went up, the guy was a doctor. I'm like, I need a wrench. He goes, the garage is over there. Do what you gotta do to get the job done. Figure it out. I'm like, okay. So
Okay.
we think when I'm giving you our guidelines and methods that work for me, and this is, I'm trying to break it down, and even then with breaking down on the PowerPoint, it's a little bit different than what we did in class. Because in class, I'm on camera and we're kind of all over the place. So I tried to streamline it because I always tried to clean up and streamline and make it easier. So the PowerPoint actually streamlines it and makes it a little easier. So the datum points are the chin and the side of the head. In class, I had the whole head. I thought, no, it's easier to always reference the bottom line and the sideline. So I made that shift. So we're not trying to reference all over, to clean it up and simplify. So the way I hold the stick, I'll show you what I do, and I'll show you what you can do. And then from there, you get to play and figure out what works for you. So, okay. So measuring angles. I know I've told you all this before. And this is my sore spot, is getting angles, because I'll measure and then I'll draw.
Yeah, right.
I measure and then I paint. I
Right.
measure and then I paint. I'm like, good night. And that's just a human nature. So if you're struggling, you're in the right spot. So I'm trying to get my one drawing that, yeah, this is it. No, I'm sorry. Let me
You know,
get,
you don't have a box around Ben on the illustration, so that
I
changes
do,
things also. You
I
do?
do here.
Thank you. That helps me.
There we go.
Oh,
So,
all right. Okay, with the box, yeah, you can do, yeah, with the box. You can keep that, well,
yes.
once you move the stick though, it's different.
Well, you want to make everything as stable as you can. So when you're drawing, you want to tape your photocopy down, and you want to tape your drawing down, so nothing's moving. So you want to stabilize as much of it as you can, and those are two pieces I can stabilize. And then when you're measuring, Tom will talk, let's do the angle first. When I'm doing angles, what you want to do is you want to get, because we'll do the nose angle because that's easy to see. So when you lift, you have to be really careful.
Yeah, you do.
Down. You literally have to freeze it, hold it, and lift it, and don't breathe, and put it down and breathe. On the eyes, it's just kind of like the eyebrow. It's just kind of a general. Okay, it all angles tilts about like this. And even then it's a little bit off. If it's a little bit off, my dad said, playing piano, if you make a mistake, you make the mistake throughout the whole song and people won't know it's a mistake. Okay. So if you're a
Oh, wow.
little, if you're a little bit off, then when you transfer the angle, just make sure everything is a little bit off.
You know, her eyes are very hard to see because the one on her left is shaded.
This
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
one, and that
Yeah.
there's a reason for that. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I know, but that's why it's hard to judge her eyes because of that.
Yes.
Yeah, the eyebrow, I ended up with a lot of angle,
Yeah, I
too
saw
much
that.
angle.
But
Yeah.
we're for this, because you saw it, you understand it. If you didn't see it and was clueless, then that would be a problem. But because you see it, it's not a problem. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's all on scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
The
this is a scale 1 to 1. So I
mhm.
carefully measured to get in the ballpark. I'm close enough, right? There's some differences, some anomalies, but for the sake of today, it doesn't matter. I don't plan on selling this for thousands and thousands of dollars. And even then, it doesn't matter. Trust me. Okay, proportion. So Tom asked, how I want to make this bigger. I want to fill up my page, right?
Good
Well,
luck.
huh?
I said good luck.
Well, how do you measure on that? And how can you do it without relying on another artist tool like a Lightbox? Oh, actually, there's another way you could do it. You can project it.
Make the box
Well,
big.
yeah, you make your box, but you can also project it onto a wall and make it bigger. So there are other tools in Lightbox you could do projections. But for here's the widest point of the head. If I were to go in like this, and I'm ignoring the ears, but the widest point of the head is here, and then here's the height. And I take the smallest measurement, which is the width, and I see how many widths go into the height of this. 1 and not a half, about
Or-
maybe I would say more, a little bit above a,
Quarter, like between a quarter and a third.
yeah, between a quarter and a third. Because I know this measurement, this box, this Amazon box, because I know this proportion, I can draw. So if I want to make it bigger, then what I do is
Excuse me.
it's 1 width, 1 1/4 width equals 1 height. So I want to make my width like this, as wide as I can. And then I want the bottom to stop here. I established the sides and the bottom. And then here's 1 width.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
There's 1 width. I hold it, capture it, turn it. Here's 1. And I'm going off the page now. I'm holding it. Here's 1. I do little tiny ticks. So I can move my thumb up to that tiny tick. And then here's a half, and here's about a quarter of my stick.
Wow, I love it.
So now,
Yeah.
and what I did
Oh, that's
on the video or on the PowerPoint that I shared, I said, here's a datum right here. This is a 0 point. So all measurements, height measurements start from here, this 0, and width measurements start from here. So then if I want to measure the eye, the location of the eye, I go to the outside corner and I go 1, and then I go up. Here's a half, here's a quarter. It's about right there.
Would you repeat that? I know you, okay, 1,
Here's 1,
okay.
So make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so my brain just stopped because that doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't, it's not right.
That's not right.
Hmm. One.
Okay, wait a minute. I did it wrong. I'm doing it. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, the height 1.5. So 1, 2. Oh, it's about right. Half.
Perfect, that's good.
I'll do one here. So here's the height. So this one, when I measure the height here, it's a little bit more. Do you see how it's a little bit taller than the height of the box? So it's almost at the center. There we go, about right there. The nose.
why wasn't it 1 1/4?
Because the width into the height, I hope I didn't mess you guys up. That was
Well,
me.
the beginning part, I got the 1 1/4. I understood that real well.
Yeah.
But when you were looking at the middle of his eyebrows, I didn't quite catch that.
Okay. So we'll do it this way. You always want to take the shortest distance. So this is actually bigger than that. So the shortest distance is from the height. So 1, well, that's about center. Back it up. Let's do the nose. I'm going to do something that's a little bit that's center of the head pretty much. Remember, we said that eyebrow center. Let's go with the nose. Okay, to the base of the nose is here. So 1, where's my pencil? 1, 2, 3, a little bit more than 4. So that means I have to go break this up. So I'm going to try 1, 2, 3, too much. I want to be just a little bit over. So I make it a little bit shorter here. 1, 2, that's better. 3, 4. So it's right here.
But you snagged it in a different place because now you're working with a larger image.
Yes.
So how did you know how much more to snag it at?
Well, because when I measure from the baseline to the nose, the baseline to the nose into the overall height
Maybe 4. Okay.
goes about 4. 1, 2, 3, a little bit more than 4. So then I have to break this height up into 1.
Oh, you're experimenting with your.
2,
Yeah, you're experimenting.
4.
Oh, I didn't know how come you knew where to pinch it to start with, but now I see you're experimenting.
I'm trying to, so if I say there's 4 spaces to
Yeah,
get into the height, then I need to move this until I get 4 spaces into the height. 1.
but you don't know that until you do it.
You got to do it and then adjust it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You gotta play with it.
You got to play with it. And I'll tell you this. Here's the truth to this. This minute. What happens? You're going to be frustrated because you're going to do too much, too little, not quite right. Dang it. But once you get it, it gets easier. So did you see how I was able to automatically like hit 4s pretty close? And it's because I've done it so much.
Yeah, yeah.
But just know when I first start doing this, I'm like, it's too, do I do more? Do I do less? Well, you know, you're trying to get the number of heights in a box. So,
So what you're doing is you're going to the picture and you're finding out what you would have to measure in order to make the 4.
backward. I'm picking in, and let me do it one more time.
You're going to the photo.
Going to the photo, and I'm locating the ear, the top of the ear. I want to locate this point in this space.
Right,
And when I do a quick measurement, okay, this is a lower measurement from here to here.
right,
I start from the bottom. Here's the
right,
top of the ear. How
right.
many heights go into the height of the box? 1,
2.
2, and maybe an 1/8. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So then, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this measurement. No, stop.
no.
Ear. So the ear
Doesn't
height.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Yes, you guys are correcting me. I love it. Yeah.
You
So
don't
I
take any
know.
measurement, you take the proportion.
Yes, 2 and
You know,
1
you take
8.
2 and an 1/8.
Yes. So then you have to break this box up into 2 and an 8. So I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this right here. 1, 2 and a quarter. That's
Too much.
2, not enough. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to lift my stick up a little bit. 1, 2. And then here's a half, here's a quarter. That's about right. That's about 2, 2 and an 8. So his ear is right over here.
When you have something as close as that, like 2 and 1/8, would it, I guess in my brain, I would look to visually the center of, I'll call it the height,
Yes.
the center of the vertical line, and then I'd scoot down a tad because it's almost 2.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. So what Nancy's saying is you go 1, 2, and a little bit more. So you'd have
half.
to, so you'd almost have to, I'm not sure what you do. No, you can't.
Oh,
If it's too high, say I'm going for this point right here. If it's too high, it's 1. No, you can't. You just got to mark it. Eyeball it.
Yeah, you gotta eyeball it.
There's 1.5 is about right here of the stick, 1.5. So it's about a little bit more than a half. It's not a smidge, it's a snudge.
I love that. A smudge.
So here's about half, and see it lifts a little bit more. So 1, 2. I keep wanting to do that. You know what I'm saying. So then I have to go over here, 1, and I gotta find it. 1, 2. So there's the center of that square, and we said it's a little bit less.
That's
My brain just flipped.
mm.
My brain just.
Booked a long time ago.
I'm sorry I used the light box.
There's always the light box, and the other thing is putting it on a window.
Yes, you can put it on the window,
Yeah,
and you can project it.
which is what I had to do this morning because I shaded in. I shaded him in last night.
So for this class, go 1 to 1.
and let me say that for the course where I met Marilyn, the image was a 4x6 photo, but it was really a 3.5 by 3.5 by 6. I think, wait, 5.5, 4 by 6, 4 by 5.5. And so I just doubled it, a pure double, 8 by 9. And then I marked that on a piece of paper. Oh, I've said the numbers wrong. Okay. But I doubled it exactly. And then the proportion worked.
Yeah.
But that was because I could.
That's,
yeah.
There's some, that's more of an advance when we start. So it's easier to go 1-to-1 because you're just finding the measurement, you're lifting it, and you're setting it.
Yeah. Right.
So do that.
Yeah.
So when you do that, just do 1-to-1. So on your photocopies, just make it bigger, scale it to size. Like I said, when I do
okay.
So just scale it to size.
That's
But
what oftentimes I crop it and then bring it up bigger so that it is 8 by 11, and you crop the photo into just if you want just the face.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, do what you gotta do. But the scaling up is then you get, well, you saw what happened. Me trying to do, say, and show was like, and then I'm starting to say stuff that's going to confuse you. But it's always you're finding the proportions of the height into the height. How many times on the small one goes this many times, and you go to the big time, then you adjust the height, and you get it to that go that many times. Width is the same way. You find the height on the picture. It goes in, 1, 2, 3. Then when you get into the bigger thing, you go, it's a scale it up. The first measurement, 1, 2, 3. So you're dividing the bigger into the same amount that you did the smaller. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo!
Breathe.
Done. I love it. Yeah. So right now measuring, and honestly, I wasn't measuring, and then I did a painting with Gunny from that photo, and I'm like, I'm gonna measure, and it had all those angles. We have our house and all these angles, and man, I got to that painting took, I think I spent 45 minutes on it, and what I did is I worked on the shadow, the values, the shadow shapes, and I got those angles in. I measured, and I got to that. It looks like a finished painting. Now I'm going back in and refining the color. But once you get that value shape in, then anything beyond that, you can do whatever you want. Marilyn measured her puppy, the Brinko. Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah. Do you want to see it? Want to see him?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He's in the closet because at night I put everybody in the closet because they're. The heater makes my charcoal blow. My son has a dog, and he's had this dog. It's a Jack Russell, and he's had this dog for 16 years, and it's big. So I don't know if it's going to come up. You got it?
Oh.
So he's had this dog for 16 years, and the other morning at 5 a.m. he passed.
Oh.
So I asked my son for pictures, which is what this is, and what I did was I made it bigger on my printer. All right. So I used the picture, that I had chosen. I had like 4 pictures, and he said you could choose whichever one you want. I told him I was going to draw it because Michelle has this class that on Wednesday she gives us a prompt, and on Friday we have to post it. And it was pets, and I went, pets? Dang, I don't have any pets. So like a half an hour later, my son told me that Brinko had died. So I said, there's my pet. Now, Brinko happens to be the first puppy that a dog that I fell in love with, because I think when I was small, I must have gotten frightened by a big dog, and I keep my distance. So I have captured him in the drawing, which was really difficult to do. But I started shading him. I was exhausted. I actually took all day on this. I never take all day on any kind of artwork. Drawing, I normally get them done pretty quick. And so I started shading him, but I was too tired, so I quit. So I showed Michelle, and she says, "Don't touch it." She says, "Because I'm going to do shading." She says, "And we're going to make it pop." So
Oh,
We're doing
gonna-
shading
I'm
today.
gonna, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna totally miss him because I love him.
Yes, she spent all
yes.
day measuring. Did you see how that was a very complex, trying to draw
Yeah.
that and those complex, that view looking down on it and that long nose and those feet?
And the
Trying to get all
foreshortened.
that.
Yeah, and all the foreshortened.
And did you see how awesome it was? And
Yeah.
she's using the measuring techniques that you learn here
Yeah,
on a dog.
I
used
had to.
them-
Yeah.
I used them on a
Mhm.
painting that I was doing with a house. So the measuring and yeah. Okay, enough of that. Awesome. So today let's jump into the next thing. We've got so much to cover and so much to do, not enough time to do it. Oh, okay. Any questions? Okay. Okay. So
Oh, what tools are you wanting us to use for this?
okay, what you're
Uh,
gonna need, the drawing that you did of Benjamin last week. So you need this.
yeah, but pencil,
Pencils,
lead number.
6B. Get your
Only
6B.
only 6B?
Yeah, we'll do vine
Okay, and if I
charcoal.
okay, and if I can only find my 7B, just use that.
Yeah, I love 8B is my favorite. I say 6B just because most kits have 6B. My favorite's 8B. So
Is HB?
8,
8.
number 8B is my favorite. It's B is for blackness, soft and soft lead.
I
Oh.
have an ebony.
You can use that. Does it blend?
I'm sorry,
What did you say it was?
an ebony pencil.
Yeah, those blend out nice. Do they
Yeah, it does.
Okay, you're good.
I
Anything
use that when I'm doing plein air and the wind is blowing.
that's perfect. Yeah, we'll use vine charcoal later. For now, we got too many moving parts right now. Let's see. All right. So let's do a little memory, a little memory walk. Let's see. I know you all remember how to share.
Oh my God, I was so exhausted when I did this.
Oh, I was going to show you all this. Okay, back it up. I don't want to go too much in detail about this, but these are the drawings of my parents that we talked about last time. These are those 2 drawings that I did.
That's
And
not your dad.
that's my dad, and that's my mom.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And these drawings are 20 inches, like 2 foot by 3 foot tall. So they're big.
Wow.
So they're these huge, huge drawings of my parents. And it's my mom is the one that won the award. They both have won awards. But she's the one that did it. And they're full face. And do you see how the face is in shadow? So there's a thing about when you use shadow and light, real quick, just let this wash over you. Because our eyes can we can see both into the shadow, into the light at the same time. But when you're doing a drawing or painting, you want to pick one. So you either show the detail in the light or you show the detail in the dark. So their faces are in the shadow. So the light is blown out. You see no detail in the light side, the lit side. It's blown out. you only see light in the shadow side.
What do you mean by blown out?
No
Yeah.
detail.
I'm sorry?
There's no detail in this.
Okay.
On the
No.
lit
Okay.
side, it's just all, and it's very ephemeral because I don't show anything in the background, and it's really loose edges. Do you see that? There's no hard edge along the head.
No, there's not.
And it looks like I have a lot of detail in there, doesn't it?
Yes.
But let's see.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know if I can move it there. See? There's no detail. It's all shadow shapes that get smaller and smaller. No outlines. They
Mm.
just, the shadow shapes get smaller and smaller. But it feels like it feels like there's detail in there.
Where there's no shadow, like on the nose, like part of, maybe there's a little shadow, but I can't tell from here. So do you ever leave any of it blank, like still the paper, or you put just the lightest amount?
The lightest, sometimes the lightest amount, or sometimes it's pure white paper. I think this is just white paper over here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Uh-huh.
So the beginning of all drawings, this is, I told you, you know who this is?
Yes.
Yes.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see any detail?
No.
No.
This is Notan, that two black and white, and you know who they are.
Mhm.
Just by, we all have a unique shadow shape. We all do, and we'll talk more about that. So when I did this drawing, this is a drawing of the Green Man. He took about 2 years to draw. Every single point we had to sight measure.
Wow.
This is the initial drawing and shadow shape. And I build up value to get to that.
Wow.
This is realism. This is how you get to realism. You start here, right here. That's your start. And you build up pieces of value to get to here.
Wow, Michelle, you're good.
This is what I learned from David. It took 2 years, 3 hours a day, or 3 hours
Wow.
once a week. I drove 3 hours, sat for 4 hours, and drove 3 hours. 7 hours of my life once a week to learn how to do this.
Well, it was worth it. That's amazing.
His thing was, if you could do this, and then we all did it in the class, we all got to this level. If you can do this, Michelle, anything that you do from now on, you're going to be better than where you're at now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this method that I'm teaching you will make you a better painter. You could take these methods into painting or anything you draw. Once you understand this, and it's all about, let's see.
How did you know where to shade if you only had that example of
no, so what it was on the wall was the plaster cast. This was the plaster cast of a Green Man, and it was lit, and I had a chair, and I was sitting in my chair, and I had my easel, and we taped the chair. Nothing moved. The easel, the Green Man, the light, nothing moved. Every week I'd go in, sit in that chair. I had to sit a certain way. I couldn't slouch. I had to sit a certain way. I had to move and hold my arm a very specific way.
Wow.
And then every measurement that you see on there, I would mark it. David, my teacher, would come, sit down. He'd get about my eye level, and then he'd measure it. No, it's 16th off. It's a quarter. I know you gotta fix this. And then I have to sit back down and measure it.
Wow.
So this trained my brain to be able to see relation points to points. We went to a gun range, and Mark showed me we were shooting guns, and I hit the bullseye every single time.
oh wow.
I was measuring. It's because of this.
Oh. And the shading was
This
also
is not
from
Dave. I'm
plaster?
sorry.
I'm sorry. The
So
shading was also by looking at the plaster guy, the green guy?
So just like when we did the value ball, remember when we did the ball, the shading on the
Yeah.
ball? And remember I said you got the shadow shape? So I had the
Yep.
shadow shape. Those are the islands of shadow and the shadow shape.
Yeah.
And the edges. So when you look at the plaster cast, these were soft edges. I would draw what I saw. So if it was a soft edge, I soft edge. If the value was this value, I did a light value. So I had to capture the value in the edges. This is so yeah, do you see that?
Well, it certainly was worth the class. That's amazing.
Getting the range of values. Yeah.
Huh.
So what we're going to do today, oh shoot, I didn't mean to. Okay, let me go here. Just like on the value, remember on the ball that we did? We drew a circle and we drew a cast shadow, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I said, now you're going to shade in or fill the value of the shadow shape. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we did, and we looked at, we looked at the falling off. So it's darker here and it gets a little lighter over here. So we looked at how the value, got from darker to light. And then we looked at the edges. This is a soft edge. This is a hard edge. So I'm going to stop share. So we're going to do the same thing with Benjamin. The reason we drew out the facial features is because the head is complex. We have a ball, right? But we got all these moving pieces and parts, all these faces. Now, the transition of light to dark on a face. So we did this last time. David would call the transition from, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I'm talking with my hands and you guys can't see what I'm looking at. So the transition, let's go. Let me do this. Bear with me for one moment. So we'll just go into analyzing this. So when I look at this, the transition from shadow to light, this line right here, that's a transition from shadow. This is the shadow side. Ignore this. This is the shadow side. This is the lit side. This is just like on the ball. Remember, we had a round contour line on the ball between the shadow and light. We had a contour line. Well, this is Benjamin's contour line between the shadow and the light.
Oh, okay.
So it's more complex, right?
Yeah.
And even then, so now this is a bed bug line. I know it that way. This is it's darker over here. And so the value of the shadow goes from darker. And then when you get over into here, this is a shadow shape. It's an island of shadow in the light. It's lighter. Do you see that? We don't need the detail in the eye to know this is Benjamin.
Yeah.
So, and then we look at the edges. So the edges here, this is a soft edge. This is a hard edge. This is a little bit of a hard edge. This is a softer edge. This is a lit area in the shadow. This is a lit island in the shadow. See, this is a soft edge. This is a little bit tighter. Okay.
Yep.
So this is what we did last week. We drew them. Now, and we did a lot of the measuring to get to this point. Now we're going to lay in that transition line, the bedbug line, and the islands. White paper. So now we're going
So
to.
we're working with light instead of dark?
No, we're going the transition line.
Oh, just the line. Okay.
We're mapping out the line of separation between shadow and light.
Okay. Transition line.
Yes, the transition line. And so now we're going to draw the transition line between the shadow and the light. And because we have this drawn out, it's going to be easy to find it, right? So that's what we're going to work together. We're going to draw this line. We're going to draw the islands of shadow on the lit eye, and the island of light. And then you're going to color it in. And then you're going to get to this point.
Oh, wow.
So we'll do this. See how much this looks like Benjamin already?
Mm-hmm.
And that is just me blocking in that shadow shape. And then we'll do this.
Oh, wow.
Okay? You guys ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do real quick. We're all going to breathe. Michelle walked away. Michelle, are you there? Let's breathe in.
I just had to sharpen my pencil.
Okay. Does anyone need to take a bio break? Go potty real quick. Who needs to go potty real quick?
I have to go put my hearing aids on. I'll be right back.
Okay.
They're not, sorry.
Fill up your glass of water. Go take a potty break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, since everybody's roaming around.
How you doing, Michelle?
Okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Are you worn out?
I am.
What?
I'm a little bit tired. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit tired from the
Okay.
week. But actually, I feel a little better. Yesterday, I thought I was getting sick. Feel a little
Oh.
better today.
I heard that was a flu was going around in our area, so
I know.
do
A
not want to
lot
get.
of
All right. Do what? Waiting on Marilyn.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. You'll also want eraser. Use your white eraser if you have it. You want your Nita eraser. Well, wait. For now, grab your white eraser. Okay, ready? Let's do this. Once we get through this is the fun part because we're not measuring. We're gonna set a measuring aside and we're going to do what feels right. Okay? Because we put all the work in, like Marilyn said. She spent all the time, she put the work in to get the proportions get the tilt right, get the proportions right. She spent all that time doing it. Now is the fun part. Now we get to just kind of do what feels right, and then we get to color. So this is the fun part, okay?
And this is like when you get to that point, you go, oh, now I can play. I can play now.
Okay, so I'm going to switch cameras with that. So let's play. All right. So what I want to do is, what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the easy part, the easier part. Both are easy. I said the wrong word. I'm going to map in this shape right here. And because I have it drawn, and I'm just going to draw this shape. I know it comes around here, around the eye. I'm drawing dark. You want to keep yours light. Don't go too dark, okay? And do you see how it goes down? It drops below the eye. So I'm just drawing. It comes up here. And this is a line that we drew here. And do you see how the shadow comes up about right there? And it goes straight up to the brow. Right there. It comes over across the brow, about right there. And it comes to about the middle of the eyeball. About right there. It angles back. So I'm just, as I'm drawing, I'm relating. How does it relate to one to the other? Goes up a little bit higher. And it comes around. So I'm just kind of mapping it. And I'll adjust it. But I'm drawing this shape right here.
Mm.
I'm going to lift it up a little bit taller. So just adjust it. You all keep it light. And it kind of goes around here, goes around here. Keep yours light. I'm drawing mine dark. But dark enough that you can see it. And give me a ground when you've got it. No, give me a yay. When you got
Yay.
it. Something. Oh, Tom's got his yay.
Oh my gosh. How long have you got? Okay.
Don't overthink it. Just
Yeah,
what
looking at your lines is different than how I see my guy. I mean, I'm holding Benjamin in my hand, and your lines, I guess.
Oh, you mean on your drawing?
Well, looking at how you drew your lines and what you grabbed in order to draw your lines, I don't see that much distinction in looking at Benjamin on my paper versus on the screen. You grabbed some lighter part of shadow than I thought we were going to grab. Up here, I'm sorry, I'm touching the screen like you can see what I'm doing. Where his eyebrow is, and then you come down, and then you make his eye socket. That part, I see that as light shadow, and you've got it in as if it's dark shadow in my mind.
On your photograph, on your on your photocopy?
Yeah, on my photocopy, he's not as
So, okay, that's it.
Maybe it just didn't come out as dark as yours did. Okay.
Do you see on this one? This one's a little bit lighter. So when you squint, I can see a difference between this and this.
Okay, so squinting helps.
Yeah, if you squint, you could see a little bit of difference.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
I don't want to go over here. I want to go over here. I'm going for a core shadow. These are good questions. Does everyone understand that, why I picked this and not this? When you squint your eyes, this is a core shadow right here. Don't look at anything inside of the shadow, just the outline of the shadow.
Oh, look at that. When you squint, you can see it.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Michelle, do you see it?
Not totally.
Let me show you the proper way to squint. We don't want more lines. When you do this, I'm not doing this because then you get this, but you look through your eyelashes. And when you do that, you're squinting down, then you'll be able to see the light. It takes out all the detail and all of this. Do you see this area right here is different than this? This is a shadow, but there's a distinct line right there.
So you are grabbing about a half of his eyebrow.
Yeah.
As shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't see this part. When I squint, I don't see this part.
Okay.
Lit. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's start. I'm trying to think where the best. Okay, I want to start. You know what? I'm going to start right here on the nose. Let's start right down here in the face. Because if I start up here, I don't know where I'll end up. So I know this is a focal point. So let's start in here. Let's start on the lip. Okay, do you see this is in shadow? Upper lips are in shadow because the light is coming down. So this is in shadow. So the upper lip comes up here. And then there's that little fulcrum or whatever that is, that little dip. And then do you see how it crosses over the upper lip and around? So it crosses up the upper lip and goes to the bottom of the nose. And then do you see how it like wraps around on the bottom of the nose? Because the light comes underneath the nose, it's like a shelf. So this is in shadow. So just draw that weird shape right here underneath the nose.
His nostril, kind of, sort of?
Ignore what's inside.
Nostril?
Ignore what's inside. Ignore everything inside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're just doing the transition line.
Okay.
And actually, if you squint, it doesn't come around. Do you see how it does this right here?
Yes.
If you squint, it goes up that ridge of this line, that angled line that we drew, it goes up, straight up it.
And it pooches to the, oh, you can go around to get
I'm
the
just gonna
top of
go,
the,
I'm just gonna go straight up.
up, okay.
I'm going to ignore this. We could include it, but I'm going to ignore it. It goes straight up. And then do you see how it goes up and over on the right eyebrow?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to about this far. And then it comes up the forehead. And it wraps around to about right here. You could go a little bit further too, but it goes to about right there. And then we swoop up in the hair, and the hair I don't care about. Close enough's up here. It comes down, it swoops up again. It comes down, swoops up, down, up. I'm more interested in the facial features in the hair, so. So we've got the hair, come down around, hair, come down around, across the forehead, over the eyebrow, down along the nose, cut over here underneath the bottom of the nose, upper lip, and there. And then the center. Okay, how are we doing there? Do we have the upper head? Do we have something that looks like that?
Yes,
Okay. Tom?
I
Yeah,
do.
kind of.
Marilyn?
Sort of.
Breathe.
I breathe. Michelle, how are you
I-
doing?
Yes.
All right.
You doing okay? So let's start at the corner of the mouth again and check. You go up a little bit. You go along the top of the lip line. You catch right here that little divot. You go up over the lip right here. You go underneath the nose. Oh, you know what? Yeah. No, it's okay.
The buff.
You go around the nose, and then we came up here around. And, I'm looking at this. I took it too far. Here's that line right here. But look, the shadow is actually closer to the center. Do you see that? So bring your shadow in a little bit. Let me explain that again. Here's the angled line that we drew. The shadow line is actually steps over to the left of it. Does everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we have drawn. But the shadow actually comes to the left of it. Then we go, so we snag a little, it goes a little bit in, and then we go above the brow, across the forehead. We swoop up into the hair, down, swoop up, and down and up. Now let's go the bottom. So this lip line, we go across the center of the lip line. And do you see how it like goes over the bottom lip a little bit? kind of in the middle. See that? And then it comes over to the left. Not all the way, it comes about right here. Do you feel it? It drops down and goes over that chin. Drops down, goes over the chin. Almost to the center line of the face. And on the bottom of the chin, do you see this little bit? It goes up and down along the bottom, because that's where we started, was that bottom here. And when I look at this, and this is getting a little bit, let's go down to the neck. We're going to go down to the shadow line. This line right here starts at the intersection of the neck and the chin. And it comes down about like that. It just drops down about right here and over. Are we good?
Yeah.
Tom?
Yes, I'm okay. Oof.
Marilyn?
Yep.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the light island over here. So the island of light, there's like a little triangle that fits right in here. So if you relate it to this side right here, it almost comes straight across from this island of shadow to island of light. And then I'm just going to lightly draw this island of light, the little triangle right here. Then we're going to do something that might feel a little bit scary to you all, but it'll be fine. Okay, then I'm going to take an eraser and I'm going to erase out. I'm going to leave this shadow, all these lines in this shadow, I'll leave alone. I'm going to leave those alone. But all the stuff over here, I'm erasing. Not the contour line, not the head or the ear. I'm going to leave those in. But I'm erasing the eyeball. I'm
Okay.
erasing the detail underneath the nose. I'm erasing the lip. I'm erasing the jawline. I'm erasing all that.
You're erasing the bottom of the nose?
Yep. Everyone needs to breathe. I'm erasing the hairline and the brow. I'm erasing everything that's inside of this shadow shape. I'm going to erase everything in the lid shape. On the cheek, I'm just cleaning up. And I'm erasing this line between the ear and the head.
Oh.
So that's what you've got.
Let's see. We erased his chin? No. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You erased his chin?
Yep. Right here. Erase it.
You erased that whole half of his head.
Yes.
Not the part that
Except
goes up to his ear.
I
that's
love
the
this. I love this, you can erase it. The only thing we need is a contour line of the head, the outline of the head, and the shadow shape. That's all that we need.
Do we erase where the ear connects on the left side also?
Okay, now let's move to the light side. You want
Oh,
to
the light.
the lit side. You want to erase all the hair, the left side of the nose, that little angle that we had. You want to clean it up. I'm going to leave this right here, this jawline. I'm leaving that. Yeah, I'm not sure how. When I look at this core shadow, now we're going to leave it at that. I could get more complex on you guys, but I don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep it
Not
simple.
yet. Not yet. Tomorrow.
Not yet, tomorrow. And then we're just taking time and we're cleaning up our drawing.
Oh, even taking our box out.
Yep. And then leave the neckline, the contour, the lit neck, the separation of light and dark. Leave the ear, but take out this line between the head and the ear. Take out that line.
So you left the left side of the chin, but not the right side of the chin.
I did.
Okay.
I did. You can, if it's dark, just lighten it.
Okay.
It's like there's a fall off of shadow. When I squint, there's a shadow that goes along here on the lit side, but I don't want that. It's not as dark as that. There's a difference.
Where are you, Michelle?
When I'm over here and I squint, do you see the shadow shape right here?
Yep. Very light.
It's a lot lighter than this.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna have you do you see how this is darker over here? Just go ahead and drop a line right there. And this is like one step lighter than this, right under here. So, and it goes about right here. So there's a fall off of value. It goes from dark to mid-tone to light. It's pretty quick. But we're not going to worry about that. Okay. Does everyone have this? Take a picture. Let me see where you're at. Take a picture. When you get to something that looks like this, take a photo and share it in the group.
Oh, you got rid of that eye. Wait, hold on. Why did you get rid of that eye?
Oh,
no, the other eye. Why did you get rid of that other eye?
No, it's still there.
The inner part of the eye is still there?
Yeah. We don't have to have it. It's fine. It's okay. If it's better to have it gone, but if you have it there, leave it. If you don't, who erased it? Did everyone erase? This eye's gone.
Yeah, that one's gone.
This eye, I still have it light.
You just have it light.
But if you don't have it in there, don't worry about it. Who has their eye? Who all erased this? Did everyone erase it?
Nope.
Well, I just lightened it.
I have erased it. Yeah.
But you can still kind of see it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I lightened it.
It looks horrible, but I'll leave.
Oh, gracious.
Wait, what looks horrible?
Oh, well, all my notes about center of eye, brow, bottom of nose, I'll lose all that if I erase everything. But
I think I sent mine.
It's my whole picture.
I see yours, Tom. I see
Okay.
it. The look at what I'm gonna have you look at on yours, Tom.
Yeah,
Do you see how this shadow comes around and underneath the lip? Do you see
yeah.
this? Grab that. You're missing that.
Mm.
And this line right here along the nose,
Yeah.
shift yours over a little bit further.
Shift it over towards the eye or towards the.
Towards the light. Like you went, I told you to go along that angled line. Okay. So I told you to go along this angled line right here. It's actually shifted. So shift it over to about right here, a quarter of an inch shift,
Okay.
and then bring this on the mouth right here. It goes over the lip, down under the lip, and then around. So you get this shape.
How do I get this to you?
Oh, take a picture and send it in the group. The
Not able to.
portraits with Michelle.
Go to messages, and there's a camera on messages.
Got it.
You got it?
Thank you.
Take
Yep.
the picture on the camera, and then in the lower right it'll say send.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom, your guy's pretty handsome.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I think it's the more handsome than Ben himself.
Okay. I gotta make sure I'm talking to the right people here. Okay, Nancy, yeah, you come around here, down here under the lip. Maybe here. I feel like this is too far over on
Point.
this point right here. Do you see that?
It's too far over to the left.
To the right. So this right here,
Oh,
it should
okay.
be about
It's
right
it's
here.
right under that divot or whatever that piece of the mouth is, and I
Yeah.
went further than that.
Yeah, you went over here. Yep. And same with
Okay.
on the chin here. So
Uh-huh.
this one comes closer to the center of the, see if I put the center line of the mouth right here.
So which line? Point on my drawing as to which line is too far, not far enough.
Do you see how when I do this, this line,
It's hard to see
Your picture is really
your
dark.
photo. Yeah, it's hard to see your photo.
oh,
It's
You
been
can
that way.
see hers really good, but yours is really dark.
is this one easier?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When I go down the center of the mouth, do you see how this line, this shadow comes to the center of the mouth? So if I do this,
Okay.
the shadow on the chin goes to the center line, and the one on the upper or the lower lip goes just a little bit. So it's like
Okay.
it's closer to here.
Okay. So I took care of the one on the under the thing, but the chin one, I thought I had it right. But
The chin you have over
said
here.
I have it too much to the left or too much to the right?
Too much to the shade, too much to the dark, to the right. It should go right here to the center line of the mouth.
Okay. Okay. I think I know where you're. Okay.
You got it?
Okay.
The lip
Sort of. Yeah.
and the light,
Okay.
this shape seems a little bit high. Drop it down just a little bit.
The light, the triangle.
Yep.
Okay, I see that now.
And then erase, clean up, and then who's? Okay. And then Michelle. Yes. So you got that. Same. Oh, I messed you all up with this line right here on the nose. So this was the original line that we had, but the shadow on the side, the dark side of the nose, actually comes up a little bit. Here's the center line of the nose. So the shadow line is up a little bit. So shift this line to the left a little bit. That way. And on the mouth, you want to erase. Let me get the right lines for erase. So you got it right here. Do you see that, Michelle?
Yeah.
So you want to erase this piece right here, erase that.
Okay.
And then do you see this piece on the left of that point?
Yeah.
Erase the lip right here.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
And then I think you
How
want,
about the nose?
oh, right here
Go
on the
ahead.
nose. Right here. I feel like I think, actually, I think, what I feel like it is? I think it's this line right here on the lit side.
Yeah.
Let's make that, move it over to the left a little bit. So this distance,
Okay.
do you see that distance here? Make that a little bit closer.
Okay.
And then I want to work on the upper lip a little bit. So when I'm talking to Michelle on hers, look on yours too.
Yep.
So did you move this okay? You got that?
Yep.
All right. Oh, another thing too, this line right here, this line right here,
Yeah.
bring it out here.
Okay.
It actually goes up into the nose. So I'm visually looking at the distance here. What Michelle has is from here to the corner of the eye. But the shadow shape goes beyond the corner of eye. So it goes to about right there. And then it goes over. Wish I had my iPad. And then when you get that, do you have that?
Yep.
All right, let's talk about the upper lip. Right now, on yours, you're just kind of swooping up and around, but it actually, it goes up the dark side, the right side of the lip, that little divot, it goes up, it goes around, it goes up and then over to the nose, and it swoops around the nose. So it goes up, you got the swoop. There might be a little bit of a measuring problem here, but I think we'll be all right. So I think just go ahead and swoop up here, make the lips a little bit fatter. And then you got the swoop, go straight. And rather than just taking it over here, it goes straight up and then it comes over and around. Do you see that? Here's that straight here. And then it goes over here and around. And then up and over. So it goes straight up. It goes over and around, up, and then straight up. Does that make sense? Do you all see that?
The way you have it drawn below her, Michelle's work, I don't see the little dip into the lower lip. I mean, the upper lip on the right dark side. Where's the little dip? The dip is the shadow?
Yeah.
Okay, the dip is in shadow.
Yeah, here's the dip. It goes up.
Oh,
Oh, it goes a little bit. Yeah.
oh, but I mean the dip in the, oh, what do I mean? Oh no, where's the lip? Oh, oh, I'm looking at the nose and thinking it's the lip. Sorry.
I know. Here's the mouth.
I found the dip in your mouth now.
My teeth disappeared.
Does that make sense? It's it's a visually confusing. I felt the same way when I first went through this. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? Okay. I think for on yours, Marilyn, I think what I'm seeing, oh, go ahead and erase this line right here in the light. Erase that line on the lip.
I've erased half the face and I'm getting lost now. Where am I?
Right here.
Yes, I got that.
And I think too on your eye, this feels a little bit too wide. This angle, let's start with the nose. So this goes straight up, but actually the nose tilts like this. So this shadow line should go like this at an angle. And the island of light in the shadow in the light, the left eye, I think this needs to go a little bit fatter. I see it, you have it here, right here.
Yeah,
So this
back
needs
where it was.
this is your tilt, so you need that tilt, you lost it. This one tilts up here. And your nose got a little bit too hooky. Too much.
Noses, even in shadows, noses.
Do you see this shadow line right here? It goes, okay, come here. You have it right there. You go straight across here, go up, and then it goes down here. It's shorter.
Where am I?
This distance is too big. You got it right there. I see it right there. Can you all see this? Can you see the difference between, like here, if I do this over here, I'd be up here.
Oh,
Do you see it?
Yeah.
But if I
I
do
see.
it, I'd be up here. But she has it right here. It goes down
There.
here. That got a little bit high on you. So you're angling this line. You're making the left shadow island a little bit wider by moving this line to the right. And then just refine this nose. You got a little bit too high up here. Do you see the distance here? It looks a little too short. So it should come down to here. This line is good. That's a good line right here. That's a naughty line. You see that?
Hmm.
And yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready for the next step, you guys?
Yeah, I didn't do the light side. Am I supposed to do the light side? Map it out?
You have it. You just need to erase. You did it.
I
The
did.
left side of the lip, you need to erase that line right there.
I did that.
You got that? This feels a little bit too far to the right because when
Yeah.
we drop it straight down, this line should go here, but that's all right. We're gonna leave that alone. It'll be all
Okay.
right. Okay. Now the next.
Phew.
Okay, now for the fun.
Oh, good.
Now for the fun.
I lost
And so what you want to do is you want to take your, oh, shoot, I'm looking for my pencil I want. What we're going to do is we're going to fill this value. So I'm going to start in the light eye right here. And I'm just going to lightly fill it. And do you have a stump or a blending tool or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could use that. If you don't have one, you could use your finger. If you don't have a finger that you can use, then you can make your own stump. You rip a piece of paper and you roll it.
Oh, wow.
And you roll it tight. So you have a ripped edge and you have a hard edge. And then you got a stump.
Which side do you use? The ripped edge?
Yeah, I use a ripped edge. And I don't want this super dark. I want to keep that. I'm going to clean up my edges a little bit. Now, this light, this eye in the light, the shadow in the light is not as dark as the shadow over here. So I'm just putting a mid-tone value. And when I say flat as a pancake, you want it nice and flat. You don't want white and scribbles, no scribbles.
What was the original pencil you were using? Because my ebony pencil's too dark.
Oh, 6B.
6B? Okay.
Yeah. And if it's too dark, when you're shading, just lift the pressure of your hand.
I did, but it was
Can a
just
Q-tip,
too dark. It's the kind
It
of
was-
pencil we use. Yeah.
Got
Okay.
it.
can a Q-tip be like a stump?
It could, but I'm afraid
I
Lift
think
it.
it's too soft.
lift it out.
I'm
I'm
trying
not-
it now. But
Yeah,
soft.
try it.
And I have a stump somewhere, or I can make one. Okay.
You can make one. Or you could use, if you use your finger, I use this part of my finger, my pinky, and I use this part. I don't use my pad because you have oils on your
Okay.
pad. Use
Okay.
the side.
Let me.
And when you're
just come
laying
back.
down value, do you remember how we laid down value? We did not do this.
Yes.
We lay
True.
down value that goes like this. And do you see how I'm holding my pencil? And then I just blend it.
Okay.
Then when you're ready, I'm going to clean up my drawing a little bit. Then I want to start shading, adding value to this. And what I want to do is just go in, and you want to work in one direction. You don't want to go in all different directions. The reason you don't want to do that is because the more you shade or blend or color, graphite's a metallic, and it will show lines that go in different directions. So you always want to put the material down the same direction. I did that on my dad's drawing that I showed you. I had lines like when you go to do this, it makes it shinier. So I had shiny lines that went this way and lines that went that way, and like, so I was careful with my mom. So when you went, does that make sense? Yeah, it does. So if I go this way and then this way, then it's going to show it when you go to blend it. it'll show.
Are
And
we
leave the
doing that similar darkness as the eye area?
a little bit darker. It's a little bit darker over here, lighter over here. Do you see how it's a little bit lighter here and darker over there? So
Oh,
right now we're not going black. We're just putting a mid-tone in.
okay.
We don't want to go as dark as this. We just want to get a mid-tone.
So
And
you
leave,
kind of doing mid-tone everywhere for the moment?
yes, we're just blocking in the value that shadow shapes. Yes. And be
Okay.
careful on the lit shape. Don't get in there. And like these little areas, what I'll do, I'll go in and then I do like little circles when I get to the edge. And then I pull them out. Little circles and pull it out.
Where am I?
Did you lose yourself?
I did. I got lost. Yes.
Good. The first time I did this, this is like my fourth time to do this, you guys. I've had to do it. First time I did it, I was, wait, what happened? Where am I?
Yeah. Where am I?
And then I'm coming down the neck. And the more care you take at this point, the easier it'll be later.
And even on the neck, you're still going in the same direction, right? Oop,
Yeah.
wait, a minute, I went over. What the heck did I do? I went over.
The beautiful thing about this is you can erase. I shade like that. I don't do this back and forth. I do that. I go in an angle. It just feels comfortable. So
Oh,
when you pick an angle, just keep it there and this is all about filling and then go back in. And I'm going around the ears a little bit and I'm tickling around the ears. And then I'm coming under here. And I'm lightening my pencil as I go up here to the left and to the light. And I'm getting a little bit darker as I go into the dark. Heavier pressure to go into the dark.
Where the heck is it? Oh, I don't have to worry about the chin, but I do have to worry about the chin.
Yeah, see? Okay, eyeballs, look at me. See how quick it happens?
that's awesome.
And we're just putting a mid-tone. So what do I mean by mid-tone? I actually, shoot, I've got it here. Oh, so we're working on the value scale. We want a mid-tone around here. We don't want black. We don't want this dark. We want in this darkness. Right through here. Okay.
Mhm.
It's so easy to go over the line.
Mhm.
If you do, don't worry about it because look, there's value over here. It's okay. In fact, what you can do is just like we don't see this edge of Benjamin, do we? You can just pull it out.
Mm.
There's material, there's graphite over here, so. And if you make yourself a little stump or thing, then you can get up here. You gotta be careful with stumps. It does darken.
Yeah.
Just make sure, again, go in the same direction. I'm kind of going across. I'm not going in the same direction that I drew it. I'm going in the opposite direction.
Does that help fill it in?
Yeah. Once you get some graphite down, yeah. And If it gets too dark, don't worry about it. I'll show you what to do. I'm just going to stay out of this side and just grab and do it over here. If you're like, wait a minute, I want to keep this nice and clean, then just take your kneaded eraser and pull it out. If you went over into the light lit side, just tap it out. Okay, everyone needs to breathe. I can feel it. I can feel the air being sucked out of the room. Breathe. And I'm okay. Okay. Tell me when you get to this point.
I'm there.
Are you there, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see a picture. Go ahead, just send me a picture.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. Mine doesn't look that way.
Well, you know what? If it did, I would be like, just a minute. If it did, I'd be like, holy crap, let's get you on the market. Let's start selling your work. You know what I'm saying? Does it look close to what I did? I've done this so many times. I've done it so many times. My brain, a lot of stuff is working in my head, and I'm constantly looking. I'm going, my mind, when I'm doing this, I'm seeing this and that. I'm constantly doing that. And the reason I could do that is because I've exercised it. I've done this before. So if you're feeling a little bit of a struggle and it's like you're trying to get it, but it keeps getting away from you, you're in the right spot.
Do you want a photo of it?
Yes. Oh, yes. Tom, the upper lip,
Yeah.
is that in shadow or light?
Well, part of it's in shadow.
The upper lip, is that shadow or light?
I'd say shadow.
Yeah, it's not as dark as this side, but it's in shadow.
Okay.
And
Looks like it got a black eye, doesn't it?
it does. So the value over here, when you squint, it's pretty you don't see an eyeball. So now I'm asking you guys to not draw what you see, but fill in the shadow shape. So let's go ahead and clean up your shape just a little bit more. Do you see how it's almost a corner here and here?
Yeah.
Make it look like that. You're wanting to, I think, if I were to get in your head, you're wanting to show that eyeball.
Yeah.
You want to. So let's fight the urge and clean up that shadow shape. And do you see how it falls down like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, just take your eraser and make it look like that. And then do that. So there's going to be an urge. Gosh, I got to show that eyeball. It's got to, we will. Just we'll get there. Not that fast. And then take your stump and this lit side, you lost it a little bit. Do you see how it goes straight across the top?
Yeah.
It does that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pull some of this out. So now use your eraser and pull some out. Awesome. There's something inside of us that it's an eyeball. I want to get that in. What am I looking at? Okay, Michelle. Yes. Yes. The only thing I will have to say is darker.
Darker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on just get this little corner here on this eyeball. Make this side, the right side, darker. This this value is good. Make the right side darker. And do you see how the lips, how dark these are?
Yeah.
So we can't have an outline. So I want you to take your kneaded eraser and just tap these out so they aren't so dark.
Okay.
But yeah, especially over here, because see how it's a little bit lighter here. So I'm trying to say, make it dark. The value in this area is too light, so make that darker, but not as dark as the outline.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Yes, this is working. And then we're gonna work on your light shadow, your light area in the shadow. Marilyn. Oh, same. Oh, yes. Look at this. This same. Oh, I love it. Okay.
I lost her nose. I lost his nose totally.
No, you got the nose, but the under the lip, is that in shadow or in light?
It's in shadow.
How about your drawing?
Oh, I'm looking at somebody else's drawing. It's there. It's there, that shadow.
Is that colored in or no?
Oh, in there. Oh, that lip, the upper lip. No, I didn't do anything with that. I left it alone.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
This is when our brain takes over. So go ahead. This isn't dark enough. This is
Okay.
light. Do you see how mine's all one flat as a pancake?
Right.
And then this artist, I don't know her name, but do you see how you have all these different values in this?
So
And
that's not flat.
yeah, flat is just darken it and flatten it.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's something in it. Oh my gosh. So our brain says, oh, this part of the lip is in the light, so it's white. But I mean, our brain takes over. But when we look at it, not as a lip, it's a shadow shape, right?
Mhm.
And same with you, this eye here in the light, the lit side shadow, this island of shadow, it's almost a square. It goes up, down, and over. And then do you see this? How geometric?
Where is she? Where is
Right
she?
here.
She's got the prettiest lips.
Okay, fix his lips and we'll talk. That's Tom. Michelle. Tom.
I'm still shading, but
Oh, I was looking for yours, Nancy. I'm like, where's Nancy?
okay. Am I the last one? Okay, because I hadn't done a stump to go in the opposite direction. I'm rolling a stump now, but let me take a picture. Because it seemed like going up and down with a stump help fill it in.
Yeah.
Or that was not so critical. Let's see.
You're going to detail. You're fine.
Okay.
So I mean, look at these. They're always, look how they're popping off the page. Oh my gosh, Nancy, yes.
Is that mine? I don't even
That's
know.
yours. Yeah.
That's mine?
Uh-huh.
Now I can see things that are more things wrong.
So
okay.
what you can do, again, do you see how we have darks? And so let's get it all one value. And then you can always take your kneaded eraser, and like right now on your lip, it goes straight down, and you can actually sculpt it and pull it out.
Pull it back on the upper lip. How do I pull it?
You erase
Shade it. Erasing it pulls it.
Okay,
like
do you see this? Okay, do you see this curve right here?
Oh, by erasing that, I
Yeah,
get more curve.
yes. Yeah, you want that more curve. Yeah. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, except I think I almost didn't go high enough, so because I don't feel like I have that much room to go down. But
Oh, yes, you're right. So you're missing this piece, is what you're talking about.
yeah, I didn't go high enough.
Yeah, you need this piece right here. You're right. There you go.
Okay, I'm adding some there.
And then go ahead. Yeah, we're not doing any detail inside the nose, no nostrils. Just make it flat as a pancake.
Yeah, I just hadn't been able to finish shading the part in the nostril. I was wanting to get that dark on everything, but I hadn't been successful yet. And also on the right side of the neck, we made a separate little box because it was a darker value,
Yeah,
and I was attempting to do that, but
yeah. Just go
it
ahead and make it
didn't
darker.
blend. How do
Just
I get myself? I can't see that low because my face is in the way. Could you pick it up some? Ah, you moved it. That's some. So you want me to pat it out, or you want me to make the rest of the neck a little darker? Oh, okay. Use the side of the finger.
yeah.
Okay, that was another
Yeah,
tool.
just move it. Just move the value around.
Okay,
And
okay. I hadn't moved anything around
you
because
can
it's not as dark as I want it.
oh, add more value. So once I get here, then I can go back and add another layer and make it a little darker.
Because we still do want that piece darker.
Yep.
Oh wow.
You want my corrected piece?
Yeah, let me see.
Well, I'm not
Huh.
quite.
Gosh. What are you working on the left? Yours or it's not mine, is it?
That's mine.
That's yours. Oh, it looked really good.
Are you claiming hers?
Well, I thought you were messing with mine to make mine look as good as yours. Um, yeah, right. Okay. He's a little he's cockeyed.
I mean, these are looking good.
Michelle, here's my corrected piece with the lip, but I'm going to have to go since I'm headed to.
You're going to Louisville. So what I'll have you do is let's see, we'll mark this time at
Blend that.
11:25. When you get the replay, go and watch it, okay?
Okay,
And then yeah, watch the replay.
I will do it.
Awesome. Have fun. Drive safely.
Hey, we will. See you all next week.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
See you
great.
next week.
I'll make notes. I'll make notes on what you can do on this. I'll send you notes, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, awesome.
That's his? Oh, he's doing good. Or
Yeah.
is that yours?
This this is Tom's. Yeah, this is good. Right now, all I would do is start, this got really dark on him, so I would just start blending this all out, getting as smooth as I can. This got a little bit, this looks dark because this isn't dark enough. So, this part right here, do you see it's almost too dark? I would go in with a eraser and tap it out. So I'll do it on mine. I'll draw it dark. So this is what I see on Tom's. Do you see how it got dark? If you take it and tap it out. Just so that it isn't dark in there. Because you want it all nice and flat. But I
I
think
want to start.
the right side needs to be a little bit darker on his because this got too dark. So this needs to go darker. Anyone send? Okay, there we go, Michelle. Yes, same. So yes, you're getting it. This right here needs to
Yeah.
go all the way up. Take that dark area, all like the whole side of the face.
Okay.
Oh, that dark everywhere. I mean, on the right side.
Do you see how all this is one value?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
This all needs to, so just take your finger and just take it all the way up.
Even into the hair?
All the way up. Yeah. Yeah. See how mine's all the way up? It's all flat.
It's flat, but the right side is a bit darker.
Yeah,
That's still called flat.
yeah, just make it all flat. Yeah, I don't really have much of a difference between here and here.
Okay.
Just make it nice and flat.
Is this our third class?
It is.
Third?
Yeah.
You're third already?
And we
Yeah.
have 6 classes, right?
We have 6 classes. I was thinking for next class, we'll work on this and get to about this point right here. And the next class I was thinking about doing features. Eyes, nose, the mouth.
That'd be good.
I'm gonna resend you mine, even though I myself am not sure if I've done enough. Okay, I just sent mine.
Yes, it's looking better.
Oh, okay, let's see. Oh gosh, his neck came out looking that dark in front of me. It doesn't. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Maybe because I have a very bright light showing on mine.
Oh, got it. So it's not this dark in person?
Not at all. As far as the neck, uh, uh, crazy, and it seems really significantly different. But so seeing what you see though, what do I need to work on?
What I would do, this is looking really good. Right here, do you see how light this is on this contrast from here to here? This is too dark.
I made it like an outline.
Yeah.
And I just need to tap it down.
Yep. So what I would do on that, here, I'll do it on mine. So if this is too dark over here, if you get that too dark, then I would take the knead eraser and make a flat edge and just pull it out. Just like,
Okay.
I'm just like I'm not pulling it or pushing it. I'm just taking a layer of graphite off.
Okay. And then I need to, around by where his ear is on the left, I need to tone that outline down a lot.
Yeah.
Or erase it? No, almost erase.
Yeah, just with that, you can tap it.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about that. Your ear on the right, you lost your earlobe.
Ah.
Do you see that?
I never put it in. I'm aware of that.
Oh, got it. And
now that you say it, I didn't put it in.
And
That's
then
what
just
that bump is.
blend it out. Just see how it's on your drawing. Just blend it out. Just smooth it out.
Okay. Adding an earlobe, tapping this down. I don't like either ear very much to speak to. Okay.
Ah, that looks better. Oh, gee, while you're doing all that, I'm fixing mine.
Yeah, good.
So that picture you have has got a lot of repairs on it. Where's my thing?
Yeah, if you could just get what you have now, just see, it's, mine is, see when I do this, do you see how flat it is? I don't have any scribbles and it goes up to the edges. Do you see that?
Mhm.
So,
Oh, I fixed that. I fixed all that. Do you want to see?
yeah, so you want to see.
And the way you got rid of the scribbles is with the side of your finger.
The side of my finger, or you could use a stone.
Okay, at the
Or,
moment, the side of my finger available. Okay.
okay, look at how this is starting to take form.
That's Marilyn's?
That's Maryland's.
It's
Yay!
really great. I love
Good
it.
job.
And then just now what I'm gonna have you do, go ahead and make this island of shadow a little bit darker.
Mhm. I had it. I erased it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
not,
I did.
and you're starting to draw eyeballs or it's starting to happen. So be careful. Don't get too far ahead. You're having too much fun. Go ahead and make this one flat value. Do you see how I have a flat value? And I've
Okay.
got some outlines, like you have this outline right here.
Uh-huh.
So make a little point on your kneaded eraser and come in and get rid of that outline.
Okay.
And then blend it in, just kind of get it so it's all one value.
Okay.
And same with you right here. I'm going to teach this a little bit different because under here, the neck right there, it's not that dark. Ah, sorry, I lost this. This area right here, it's not that dark. So,
Yeah, that one's, yeah, lighter.
so there's a couple things you could do actually. Let me try on mine. So I'm going to make it darker. And it actually kind of goes up here. Do you see that?
On
But
the cheek.
you might have too much on yours, so go ahead and pull some out with your
Oh,
needle.
up on onto the cheek. Is that where you're pulling it?
Yeah, I pulled it up on mine, but take some of yours out. I'm afraid if you do yours, it's just going to get too dark in the light.
Okay.
So yeah, let's keep the light side clean real quick. Yeah, lift out. Some of this is a little bit too dark. And you've got this weird squiggle right here,
What weird squiggle?
right there. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the light side of the lip is light. It's too dark. It's funny, I made you make it darker and now it's too dark. But it might be okay in the photo. But this lip side, the left side of the upper lip, it's
Okay.
a little bit, or what you could do, leave it alone, don't touch it, and then go in and make the right side darker. I mean, now see what I
In
did?
the shadow? Yeah, the light side is really in the shadow.
Don't do what I did.
Huh?
See what I did? Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay, I'll make this a little lighter.
So it's a little bit darker. I changed pencils, so I'm trying to find my space.
Hmm.
You can make the, oh, I went with the whole. So do you see how my flat is a pancake and when I went on that, it sticks out like a sore thumb? Do y'all
Where?
see that? Right. Do you see how this sticks out like a sore thumb compared to
Yep.
everything else?
Yes.
Do you see that? So I want to get rid of that. So I'm just going to pull it out gently. And then I used a different pencil. You need to use the same pencil throughout. Yeah.
Is it the angle you're holding your paper? I feel like I lost your left ear.
This,
No, the other side.
it's right here.
Okay. I think it was the angle, maybe the other paper.
It's not straight. There we go. Can you see it better?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like you put a shadow in the top of his ear.
Up here?
Yeah. Well, and under his ear.
Those are my outlines.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
little shadow over here. I can go in and put a little bit of color over there. I've got stuff underneath my paper. If you have anything under your paper, it's going to pull it up into your drawing.
Oh, I have a cloth under my paper. That must be why I have all those lines.
Yeah, you want to be on top, like in your sketchbook, or on a flat surface.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
Michelle, there we go. Yes. Nice. Yeah, look at this. This is nice. This is still a little bit dark.
Yeah.
What's making it, go ahead and take your finger and just, or do you have a stump or something to blend?
Yeah.
Go ahead and move that. It's almost like it's too isolated. It's like an
Okay.
outline. And just go ahead and blend it in.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna resend mine.
Okay.
And now I think I understand why I have all those lines.
Yeah. When I'm doing this, like on the neck, you can almost feel as you're going up, you can almost feel your hand going around a face. So you're pulling it across the neck, you're moving it up the face. So it's almost like I feel like I'm touching the face.
That's nice. I like that analogy.
Yeah. So you're moving in the direction and pulling it like I'm going around the head. I'm pushing in on his eyeball. Michelle, do you see how you have an outline right here?
Yeah,
Like
I just worked on that a little bit.
Did you? Awesome. You saw it. Oh gosh, you guys are seeing these things. It's awesome. And
It's
huh?
well, it helps a lot to take a picture of something.
You see things, don't you? It
Yeah.
shows. And
Yeah,
even
when you take a picture, you go, oh my God, what's that?
where'd that come from, right? It compresses it. And do you see right here
Yeah.
on his cheek? I want to go in. If I were sitting there in front of your drawing and I sat down, you know what I would do? I'd grab his temple and I'd just pull it down around the cheek. Grab his temple and pull it down around. Because your point
It's
got a
too
little bit,
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know what makes me happy as a teacher? You know what makes me really happy?
What's that,
Growth?
Michelle?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Mhm.
So even though you may not be able to do it, and it's looking a little wonky and weird, and it doesn't look like Michelle's, it doesn't look anything like hers. I don't care about any of that. All I care about, wow, I see it. Yes. Because once you see it, you're going to be able to do it. It's just you haven't done it before. How many people have ever drawn like this before? Hands up.
No hand here.
No hand here, I, years ago I did portraits, but
You did
nothing
portrait.
like this.
Been a while. And
Way, yeah,
this
way while.
this thing of doing the separation of shadow and light and the edges between, it's simple, but it's hard. It's easy. And it's really just slowing down and getting those just flat as a pancake. Because these, okay, my stuff, I'm looking at my Facebook. I'm looking at this right here and Messenger. Look at these. Do you see them? Aren't they amazing?
Wait a minute, hang on.
Well, considering I didn't even know anything about this shadow stuff, that's great.
Yeah,
Light and shadow.
Now,
beautiful.
I'm not asking, do they look like Benjamin? I don't care about that, but look at that. Look at those shadow shapes. It's amazing. You all are getting it. When you start getting the nuances of getting the exact, getting that light shape to look like the right triangle and getting the island and around the lit eyeball to get those lines and angles and getting that tightened up, that's when it starts taking on the character of the person with this type of drawing. Okay?
So when you draw, do you do something like this right off the bat and not draw it out first? Like we did last week?
I don't measure anymore. I measure key locations. And like once I start I start with the eyes and I start not with the drawing the eyeball like an outline.
Yeah.
I go in, um, it's hard. Would it help if you saw how I did that? Maybe
Well,
class.
like, do you start out drawing the face at all? Like we did last week? Okay. You just do this.
I do more of this.
Okay.
I'm blocking in the shadow shapes. Yeah.
Good grief.
I'm
Ignore this. Let me see if I can get rid of it. Good.
You're getting better. See, I'm watching as you get into this flatter shadow. I do more of the shadow shapes, and then I measure just to get the locations, and then I start carving in the outline, and then I have to start measuring. So I don't start with the box and all that. I I do a little bit different. Same thing. It's all about getting those flat shadows. And you know what I'll do? I'll get it in and then I'll go back and I'll do this on top of what I've got. Does it make sense? Yeah. Oh my
Sort
gosh,
of.
you guys. Oh my gosh. These look so good.
Why are you saying, oh my gosh?
Because they're so good.
They're looking so good.
Who is? No,
You are.
sorry.
Nancy's drawing, Michelle's drawing, and Marilyn's drawing
Oh,
are looking
oh, you're looking
so
at
good. Look at these.
it.
They're looking so good. Wow. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Michelle, let me see yours again from doing the adjustments.
Okay. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh, it's a good thing. Did you all feel it as you're doing it? You're like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I can't. Do you feel this like slippery slope? Like, is it going to work? Do you feel that? Did you guys feel that?
I
can't
kept
get,
getting lost when you started erasing, the face, it's like making a bunch of flowers in a pot and you go, what the heck flower was I working on? It's just like, yeah, it's just like you just get lost. It's like, where was that? Where was I working? Yeah.
and then it's like, no, work on here. Let's keep pulling forward. And look what's happening. These are beautiful.
Mine's got a bad lip. Somebody smacked me. Somebody smacked us.
My
Okay,
guy's
this-
really
I
sad.
see that. Yeah, he got in a fight in school.
Okay. Oh, Michelle, you sent it. Yes. Okay.
It's still not quite as dark as it should be, but maybe I just need to lighten that neck up a little.
What I'm okay with all of that. Probably what I would do at this point is clean up, but I'm not worried about any of that.
I know I'm messy.
I know.
I'm-
Yes, you are.
I really am. I was last year too, so I think I'm just messy.
It's all right. It's okay. So what we can do, let's do a little bit of cleanup. Um, okay. What I would do is, Michelle, we'll start with yours. Um, and he does have kind of a frown, but right here in this lip area, right here in this lip, just
Yeah.
pretend like you're taking lipstick, like you have lipstick on, and you just want to clean up those lines. You want to clean that out, especially on the lip. Do you see how it goes up? You can actually draw. Here, let me draw mine. You can draw on with eraser. Okay, if I have this, I can take my eraser and I can lift out. I want to open up that lip a little bit because that pouty lip on the bottom kind of goes up and then it comes down and around. You see that? It's kind of a pouty lip.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
You got and open up his eye, his lip just right here.
Yeah.
And also, do you see it's like his lipstick got too far off his lip, off his mouth over here? So just go ahead and pull this line down a little bit, this swoop right here. So now I'm going in and I'm sculpting my drawing. So I'm just cleaning up. If you're like your eye on the island of shadow on the left side of the eye, it needs to come down to a little point right here. So just add a little wedge down there and then you got it. It's looking good. This light shape looks, yeah, you got it. Marilyn, it's looking good. Same. Do you see this point right here, this little wedge right here? It almost goes straight across
Okay.
right there. Grab that. And same with you. I'm gonna have you resculpt your lip, the
I'm working on
side.
it. Yeah.
Are you sculpting?
His mouth is so beautiful. I keep calling her her.
He does have a very pretty face. So sculpt that bottom lip and the top lip, tap it out. It's a little bit too dark. When I look at Marilyn's right now, and this is a good thing, right now, do you see how dark this lip, this part of the lip is? It actually visually looks like it's pulling forward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You see that? Can you all see that?
Yeah, yeah.
It
Now
looks like
that you
it's coming forward. So the way she
Mhm.
can push it back, right now it's darker than this side. So, but it can't be because it's on the lip side. It's falling, the lip is actually falling into the page, sculpting wise, so it has to be lighter. Okay. And then
as you been sharing with the others. I've been making a few more adjustments here, but
Are
I
you
don't know that
adjusting as you see it? Yeah. So
as
same here, like Michelle, this right here on your,
it's sticking out a little too much.
yeah, it's too rounded. It's actually swooping down.
Okay, yeah, I put a little bit of a dip in it just now.
Does that feel better?
Yeah,
And
looks a
this
little
side,
close to yours.
same uh with Marilyn. Did you lighten this area over here?
I
Yeah.
pushed it. I don't know if I lightened it.
Yeah. Pull it down or lighten it. This is a little bit too dark over here.
Pull it down versus up. Yeah, down because
Yeah.
okay.
And erase it
Okay.
out a little bit.
Yeah, okay. That'll help. Okay, I see. I think I do. You know what I'm noticing? From
Okay.
yours, your neck has a much sharper angle than mine. Right there, yeah. Mine is squared off, and that makes that whole area darker.
Yeah, you go down like this, don't you? Like a turtleneck.
I
Yeah.
went, yeah, I need to erase a chunk of it.
Yeah. I
See
would
how
just,
sharp your angle is, almost like a equal triangle, like three sides of a triangle, and mine is like a right angle.
yes, it's too steep, isn't it? It's more of a 10 o'clock. You're at close to a 12, maybe 11:30. Yeah. Yeah, just lighten that. And the inside of your eye, right here, do you see that dark patch right here?
Yeah, yeah. I pushed too hard on the pencil. I guess
Just
pat it out.
yeah, pat it, soften it out just a little bit. Not a lot. Don't make an eyeball, but just soften it out. And same with up here. So everyone look at up here on your drawing.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be darker or does it get lighter?
Like,
It gets lighter. Anything that goes to the
Oh,
light, the
oh,
shadow gets lighter.
okay.
Um,
Let's see. And put the eye in
so
the middle of it.
and mine's the same way, so I'm just going to go in and just scrape off just a little bit of it. Or darken to the right of it.
Hmm. To the
So do you see how the over here is darker? Do you almost see this transition right there? Do you see that?
Yeah.
So this side is darker. And this side's a little bit lighter. Not a lot. So tighten. Now we're starting to sculpt the face. We're tightening up just a little bit. We're looking like this is too dark over here, so I'm going to tap it out on the upper lip. I'm going to re-sculpt the lower lip, get that center line cleaner. Clean it up. How are we doing?
I need white out.
I love it.
I tried to adjust the neck and I erased with a hard eraser, and yeah,
Then you take it all out, then you put it
can't
on.
get it. That's
Start.
why I need.
Do you have your knead eraser? That's a little bit. If you have a
Well,
knead,
I've used both, and apparently I didn't know I don't know that I was pushing so hard, but I am using a jet black one, an ebony called jet black.
yeah.
Maybe that's
Oh, your
maybe that's
pencil?
Yeah, that might be why it's too impregnated into the paper. I can't even get it out.
Marilyn said she put her ebony away because it was too dark.
Yeah, put my ebony away.
Okay, well, this whole
That could
guy's
be,
been in, so I'd have to. I'm probably gonna redo him depending on what our homework is.
yeah, you can redo them. This is really what I'm showing right now is key to everything that I do, whether I'm drawing a portrait or doing my trees or pets, everything. This is key. It's the shadow shape and the lit shape. And then I'm going to show you how to manipulate your edges. So when you guys are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes, ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go and breathe. So I'm just going to here's a fact of life. This is something that goes on with everyone, with Benjamin and with everyone. Our mouths fall back. Our chin usually our chin goes back from our face, right? Our faces do this. Some people do this, some people do this, mine goes under. So when I'm lit, this goes in shadow. Not a lot, but the bottom of our faces fall back and that's in shadow. So the light will hit these upper plane and then this is the lower plane.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, and then of course, if you're lit from the bottom up, it flips, right? But the light coming down, this is not a hard shadow, but a soft shadow. So what I do, what I love doing, is I just go in and I don't touch the lip, the bottom lip, because that's lit. But I'm just going to soften and just see how it comes up here. So I'm going to use this so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go in here and soften this. It's not dark, but I'm just catching these shadow. See the shape under here?
Yes.
See that? So now I'm drawing with my stump. I'm just using the material that I have here. And now I'm drawing with value, with shadow. Up here, this is in shadow. Do you see that? So I'm just going to pull this, make this shadow. And remember where we talked between the eyes on the nose? Up here, this is in shadow. So now I'm just starting to blend everything out. I like using my finger on this because I feel like I'm touching his forehead. I'm going over that bridge of his nose. I'm coming down around the nostril. It kind of feels like when you put makeup on or powder. So it's not a lot of value. I'm not using my pencil. I'm using my finger. And along the lit side of the face, this lit triangle, this is the soft edge. So I'm just bringing this up a little bit. And this is on the lit shadow side, so I'm just going to knock it down just a little bit. I want this to be the lit side, so it's going to be brighter and whiter, and this side's going to be a little bit dimmer.
Hmm.
And then like in the hair, it kind of, do you see this band of value right through here? I'm on top of my iPad, so it's backlit. There's a little bit of value right here. And a little bit here. There. So I'm just kind of moving around what I've got here. Softening. Darkening. Then we'll get into the eyes. So How's that? And then over here, there's a little bit of value over here underneath the hairline. And right here on the ear, there's just a smudge right in here for an earlobe, like a part of the ear. You can barely see it. If I get too much, if it gets too smushy, then I just pull some out. But I'm just softening. This edge down here is a softer edge. The lip line, that's a tighter edge between the light and the dark.
Tight
So
means more contrast.
more contrast, yeah. A bigger jump from, yeah, more contrast. So if I go like this is a hard edge right here, and this is a softer edge over here.
Okay. Oh.
You see that?
It's not a hard edge because it's straight. It's a hard edge because it's solid.
There's a definite shift from a piece of value and the different values.
That's a hard edge.
That's a hard edge. This
Okay.
is not as hard of an edge, but it goes from white to a value. Do you see that's
Okay.
this
Soft edge.
this is a soft edge right here because the pieces of value are closer together. There's only like 2 steps between this value and this value.
Is there really? To me, it looked white, but not on the picture. Okay, got it. Well, okay. Okay.
If we were to capture this down here and compare it to like this on his lip, this is dimmer than that.
Yeah.
But for this, I don't want this to be super light because it's on the neck. I want the lightest area to be up in here.
Did you have a shadow that part of the neck shade? I didn't, but you want us to put some
On this part of where?
no on the neck. The
Right
neck.
here?
Yeah, well, you said that the contrast was not as much. Well, I have, the color of my paper compared to ebony. So
Oh,
am
then
I color some of that where you're touching on the left there?
yeah, you
Were
can
we
do
supposed
that.
to put a shadow there?
You can
Okay. Okay.
just soften it. Yours got a little bit dark.
Yeah, except, well, I don't think I can.
And it's because of the pencil. But
Yeah, now I know. Now I realize it.
you can make this the white paper just a little dimmer, and then it'll take away that contrast.
Okay.
And then do you see how I'm drawing the nose? I'm putting a little bit of color over here. I'm going to make a nostril. I'm putting a little color on his cheek, and then I'm lifting out this right here, this side of the nose. So do you see how it's starting to pop? This is a better photo to work from. So do you see how it's lit right here? This is in shadow here, and this has a little bit lighter right here. Do you see that?
Who am I?
You can go crazy. You can get crazy with this. So do you see this lit shade right here? And a little bit of shadow. But anything over here in the lit side is very, very light.
Would you normally use the same pencil throughout the entire drawing or change to like a 2B considering I was using ebony to make it lighter, or you just use one pencil for everything?
So I'm a lazy artist. I don't like having multiple tools because I lose them. I don't like thinking about it. So everything I do is with the same tool.
Okay.
I just vary the how heavy I use my pressure my hand. But
Okay.
other artists, if that's used, that's why they make the different darknesses, or like 2B to go lighter. So if doing the pressure of your hand feels a little daunting, or you're having troubles with it, or whatever, you're just not there, then yeah, have a 2B and a 4B and an 8B. And then
Okay.
grab your 2B and work over here, and then grab your 8B and work over here. So yeah,
Okay.
you can do that. And then if you lose, I lost a little bit on the chin, so I'm just gonna lift some out.
Oh my gosh, I'm just destroying him.
Is he moving? It's almost like sand sometimes. It's like, wait, what happened here? What did I do? So
Yeah,
you
I'm
just,
erasing nostrils, his nose, and it's almost because now I'm seeing things I hadn't seen before,
yes.
which is what makes you happy. I like making you happy. Just a little effort
Making
over
me
here.
happy. I'm seeing things. Darn it. Now I gotta fix them.
I just can't, even shading, I cannot do a nose.
Oh, wait. Wait, you cannot use the word can't in this classroom.
I cannot do the nose.
I'm hearing the word can't.
I have been working on this nose for the last 25 minutes.
Okay, let me see what you got.
Wait a minute, let me erase everything here because it's just not working.
Then,
He's gonna be in the emergency room soon.
then I'm going to show you how to get an eyeball in here. We're not going to really put one over here, but I'll show you how to put one here and how to get the nostrils in. Because we haven't even touched the nostrils yet.
Oh, the nostril is not that dark shadow?
Um, the nostrils are in here, but we've only done the under the nose shadow. We haven't actually gone into the shadow and defined the nostril yet.
Okay. Okay.
That white line going across. Oh, that's from the blind. Ignore that white line that's going across his face because that's from the blinds.
Oh, I see that.
That's not me.
Your okay. Your shadow side got a little bit too dark. No, I said the wrong word. Your lit side got a little bit too dark.
Lip side.
Take
Lit side.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Okay.
this side got a little bit too dark on you.
That whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It should only be like with this dark.
That's because my stump is very dirty.
Clean your stump. The way you do is you go to a clean piece of paper and you just do this. Oh, you can't see that. You go to a clean piece. You go, can't see if it's not on camera. You do this.
Okay, I've got it on a paper towel.
That works too. And your nose is going to be really easy. You lost the under the nose shape.
I lost everything.
Yeah.
Redefined under the nose, this shape right here.
Wait a minute, let me do this.
Yeah, the
Under
value in
the
the,
nose.
yeah, do you see how your nose is doing this?
Yeah,
But
my
the
nose is
nose,
doing everything.
the nose actually comes over and around. Do you see that? And what I'm gonna have you do is turn it upside down. And honestly, you lost the value underneath the nose, and just clean up the white, the lit area with your eraser. Yeah, you just lost this. You lost the shape, the lit shape and the shadow shape. They start to smear together too quickly.
I lost everything.
Yeah. Not everything. It's not
Will you
bad.
ask all of us to turn the paper upside down?
Yeah, do. Try it. If you're struggling, try it.
And then we
See what you
well,
see.
we turn Benjamin upside down too.
Yeah, everything goes upside down.
And then
If you're
oh,
trying to draw the nose, then turn it upside down. And then you're drawing the shadow shape. I'm not drawing the nose. I'm not drawing the nose. I'm drawing the shadow shapes. And even now I can start seeing things like I'm gonna go in and just I'm starting to see stuff. I need to open this up. I need to pull this over. And now I'm moving my graphite around is what I'm doing. Yeah. I mean, you could see, do you see the difference? Well, no, stop. Do you see the difference in your drawing? Does it start to pop? Oh, okay, now I see it. Can you see differences?
yes.
It just pops right out, doesn't it? It really helps too when you're drawing and then you look up on your computer screen. It's like, oh. And then I'm moving around the jawline. I'm pulling this around. If I lose the light, then I just go back in and I lift it. This got a little bit low, so I'm going to pull it up. Did that help going upside down?
No, I'm doing it right side up.
Okay. Everyone breathe.
Who?
Everyone breathe. Everyone stop breathing again. Breathe.
Oh man.
And
That
then
one of those first lines we did around the shadows on the under part of the nose, around the lip and all that. Mine is so radically wrong now that it's upside down.
oh, can you see it now?
Oh gosh, and I hardly can fix it now. I'm trying.
That's all right. You're learning.
Okay.
You're learning. That's how we learn how to do it right. We have to do it wrong.
Makes sense.
And then let me have your eyeballs. Let me see your eyeballs.
Oh.
Let me show you something.
Oh, You want to see our eyeballs? I
I
thought
want
you
to see, I want to
meant
see
we
your
had
eyeball.
drawn them already. Okay.
So I'm going to go in, and here's the bottom of the nose. And you see how it goes up right? I'm going to start darkening. I'm just using my dirty stump, and I'm creating a dark area underneath the nose. So I'm just going to use my stump just to darken some areas to create these nostrils. Do you see how I did that?
Yeah.
I'm not even using my pencil.
So if we don't have a dirty stump, then we need to use our pencil.
If you do use your pencil, then just go in very lightly. Don't make the whole area underneath the nose darker, just where the nostrils are. And the left nostril isn't as dark as the right nostril. And don't make it radical, because remember, when it gets too radical, then it pops off the page.
Yeah, she tells me.
No, we don't want to make the nostril the star of the show.
Let's see, the right nostril was darker than the left, you said?
Yeah, anything in the light is lighter than anything in the dark. So it's darker on the dark side of the face.
I was perfect until you wanted me to put the nostril in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So just put it in and then kiss it out. And then we'll go to the eyeball. Let me know when you're ready for the eyeball.
Ready?
You ready? Okay, I'm going to do this upside down. So we're all going to do this upside down.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
Right around with the nose.
And this is
Okay.
this is kind of fuzzing up my brain. So if my brain is fuzzing up, I'm going to say, let's turn it back. Because I know if my brain is like going flipping all over the place, I'm sure you all are.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so do you see how there's a couple things that we could do here? Do you see this shape of value right here?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got this little corner. Do you see how it's darker up in here?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to make this a little darker.
Yeah, I'm upside down here.
Oh, go ahead and flip it back.
Oh,
If it feels uncomfortable, it felt uncomfortable. If you're okay with it, then go ahead and leave it. And there's a little bit under here. So I'm just pulling out and it's not super dark. Do you see how I'm adding, and then I'm going to just smear it around a little bit. Do you see how I'm adding just a little bit? I'm just tickling the surface. And then I'm finding the iris, and it's kind of, okay, when you all watch me
Would you just put your pencil where you first started on
right,
the dark, right there? Okay. And then,
right here in the corner, the upper
okay,
corner, near
okay.
the nostril.
Trying to do catch up. Okay.
Not on the edge of this band, not here, but inside a little bit.
Thank you.
And then I'm going
And
to
now,
go in to the iris. Do you see the iris, the color? area right here. And it's not a lot, but I'm just going to color in a little bit. Can you see it? Wait, yeah. So I went up here just a little bit, and then I take my finger and I just kind of blend it together, smush it, add a little value down here, smush it, and then I'm going to draw in this iris, the eyeball. And there's just a little bit of dark up in here.
Is it touching the upper line in that same area, or they're not merging? There's a little space in between them.
Yeah, so here's the upper line of the shadow. But there's an eyelid right here. Do you see from here to here?
That's the lighter part. It's the eyelid.
Yes, the eyelid. So what I can do, I'm going to darken this, not super dark, but just a little bit. And then I could always go with this and pull it out just a little bit, just to
The eyelid you're pulling out,
a little bit, tiny.
and the white, yeah, I guess.
And when you squint, the white of the eye really doesn't look white, does it?
No.
So when you squint, you don't see the white of the eye. You just see a little bit of value or lightness on top of the eyelid. And it's just I mean, literally, all we're doing is putting makeup on right now. You're being real careful not to poke his eye. And then you take your finger and just kind of blend it together a little bit because there's no hard edges in here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take a stump and clean it. I'm cleaning my stump and then we're finding a clean edge. I'm just going to kind of tickle things in here a little bit, smear it together. If I lose it, then I come back in. If it's too dark, then I open it up or I tap it a little bit. This is kind of a wax on, wax off. Just nice and everyone has to breathe. Breathe, everyone. Breathe. Okay, this is crazy. All right. Does his lip look pink?
It's been pink all the time. I
No.
like it.
You know why it's pink?
No.
On my Zoom filter, I have pink lips on my Zoom filter.
The Zoom filter?
You can on your Zoom, you could put a filter and put lipstick on you. And I put on the Zoom filter, I put pink, just a light pink, because my lips aren't very colorful. They're pretty light. So I put Zoom lipstick on, and look,
it's
Oh,
pinker.
look at that.
How do you do that? You can do that like if you were in a meeting,
yeah,
any kind of meeting, you can put a tent on you.
Yeah, you can.
I'll have to try that.
I've just so I look young. I look like I don't have wrinkles on my face, and it's the magic of Zoom.
Did you put pink lipstick on YouTube?
You want to see them?
Oh, oh, I
It's
don't.
cool.
I haven't focused on the drawing, but not on you.
No, this is on. That's Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom sees the lips. It recognizes
Uh,
this as a face, so it puts
amazing.
pink on the lips. Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And it's
that sounds
because
like artificial intelligence that it knows where the lips are.
Scary.
Well, that something's weird. I mean, something's woo woo.
well, it recognizes this as a face. Is it doing it to this? It's not doing it to this, is it?
Oh, well, that means your drawing is better than the photocopy.
Is it doing it to that one? Is that crazy? How are we doing? So I'm not doing a lot. Do you see just that little bit? Do you see how
Can you
just,
zoom in more? Okay, I was trying to figure out the eyelid.
do you see that? This is just a little color on, a little wedge of color here, of value. And then I took my eraser and just lifted off just a little bit, and then I smeared it together.
Oof, okay, let's see.
And it's just, I'm not outlining or drawing anything. And if it gets too light, that's a little bit too light, I just put a little color on top of it. So
Did you make
when I,
a dot in the center of his eye with the eraser?
no, I just
I see a
darkened.
dot. No,
It
but
looks
look,
like
yeah,
it looks
it
like a
looks like,
dot
uh-huh.
because the reason it looks like a dot is because I darkened the right side of the eye. So
Oh,
I darkened this part of the eye and I didn't touch the,
oh, interesting.
no, it's because I darkened the right side and left that alone, didn't touch it, so it's a little bit lighter. So now a, it looks like it's lit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I know. How are we doing? How's everyone doing?
Well,
You can go in and find an eye over here if you want. I wouldn't do a lot over here on the shadow side because we don't see in the shadow. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do a hesitation of an eyeball over here.
not the whole eye socket, just the round, the
This,
iris.
yeah,
I think it's called the iris.
yeah, the iris. Just a little, not even the eyeball. You don't really, I mean, you don't see it on this.
True.
Maybe a little bit. Do you see that right here?
Mm. Yeah.
And that's by opening. I'm just going to create a little bit of a hard edge in there.
Excuse me.
Whoop. And if it's too much, like if it gets too, like sticks out like a sore thumb, just darken what's beside it or blend it out, smear it out. So if I go in here really dark, do you see how that becomes a focal right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? So I have to smear it in. I'm gonna blend it in. So it means that, see, it's even still too dark. So I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
in and tap it out. There, do you see how I was able to move that material? If it sticks out like a sore thumb, just go in and darken what's beside it or tap it out. How we doing? 12:30. Woo! Wow. And what I'm going to do, make the white pop, the light side pop. I'm going to put a little bit of value on the left side over here. I'm just going to put some color down. I've got dirty fingers, so I'm just going to put some color down. Michelle, you may have lost your lit side over here. So just take, if you've lost your left side of your face, then just pull some of it out with the eraser and just pull it back in. And then
When you say lost, you mean it got darker?
yes, if it gets darker and muddy and dirty, just pull it back out, bring it back to a near white page, and then take your finger and just gently blend it back in.
Because you want some shadow on it, right?
Yeah, but if it gets too dark, you don't want to, you want to be in that light area. So anything on the lit side of the face should be like within this range. The shadow is here and one right here between white and here. You may keep it really tightly knitted together in value.
You know, the contour of the head, I'm just talking about the top of it right now. Mine is very pronounced and yours is not that pronounced.
I didn't really go into it, but just like the ball, the value ball, you want to, that when we did that, there. This part is the lit side. This has the most light, so I'll just pull it out.
Sort of almost mostly erasing the edge of the head,
Yeah.
the hair.
Yeah, even I had that outline, so I just got rid of that. I'm putting a little bit of background value back here behind the head. Smoothing it out. And then that will make him pop forward. Just don't get a halo. I've got a halo right now. There's a little hair in here. It's just really, you're working with pieces of value. That's all we're doing.
I tried to fix the right side of the head,
Yeah.
and it, because I saw that it's more like a mushroom cap, and because mine is lopsided, it just kind of, I think, emphasized the lopsidedness. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of flatter, isn't it? It doesn't come up to a crown. It's a little bit.
Right, and mine was angled too far to the left, and so consequently, when I tried to fix the head, I think I made him look a little funkier. Oh well, it's
So
it's my first Ben.
he's your first Ben. Make it darker. Just add some value here.
Okay.
You can cut back into it. You can darken it, or you can erase it. I'm just going to do this real quick. Just get some color around them. I'm going to smear the left side of the face or shadow side into the background. Yeah. And by putting some color here behind his head on the lit side, it makes the lit side look lighter. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, for a piece of charcoal.
Everyone needs to breathe again. We all need to breathe.
Oh, for a piece of charcoal.
Oh, I know, the vine charcoal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that
So,
really make a difference.
um, the fun part about vine charcoal, it goes quicker, but it can get messy fast.
And then you can't retain it hardly.
Vine charcoal erases really easily, but it if you're not used to it, it can be a little bit, I mean, trying to get what you want now, your frustration level, do you feel it up a little bit? Does it feel a little bit high right now? Like, wait a minute, this is moving up. I got it. No, wait, it slipped away. Now it's gone. And then are you
Yeah,
feeling that?
yes, I
If
am.
we were to put vine charcoal in it, it would be another thing that it would be one more. So
Oh,
a pencil is a little bit easier to control.
my temporary, what are we calling it? My baseline drawing of myself is in vine charcoal.
Your vine charcoal. Oh, so okay, so you know vine charcoal. So
Well, I didn't know it to the degree that I used it because I had only in the past used it as an outline on canvas for an acrylic painting.
okay.
I never used it like the whole shebang. And this time I did, but I sprayed fixative on it different days, 4 different times, and still barely because I didn't use a paper that grips. It didn't have any tooth in it. So I it's still I could erase it by putting it on a velvet sofa, kind of like you said your
Yeah,
teacher did.
yeah.
So, but it's better because I put 4 layers of fixative on it. But
Oh,
I like it enough that I wanted to not let it get mushed up.
got it.
Well,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't.
I'm thinner and younger. What's not to like?
Well, you caught your likeness. It's a beautiful drawing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't use fixative. Um, we can try. I use fine charcoal myself, and I like it because of the lines that you can get more gestural lines into the drawing. A little bit more play.
Yeah.
So how are we doing? I want to see where you're at.
Mm. Let's see. Could I see yours again? Where you're at this time?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll take
This looks like it looks like he's squinting over here.
I didn't know how dark you had gotten on your right side. Oh, and I don't think I tried to blend it in, but
In the shadow side.
yeah, I just haven't changed out of this ebony pencil. And as odd as it may seem, I feel like it's got too much edge in it. It's not supple enough. I don't know that a 6B would have been more supple, but I
It
think it's
would.
because I had something under it that really affected it. You know how you said don't put anything under it?
It could be a combination. But Marilyn said her ebony was too hard to work with.
Right, and I just didn't switch when she said it. I mean,
Got it.
so I'm gonna,
Couldn't make it light enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, look at these eyeballs. Look at this eye right here. Michelle, that's beautiful.
Let me see.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get the sense that it's there without it being there?
Yes, it's neat.
This one's gorgeous, but it maybe have gotten a little bit too dark because it's coming forward. But I'm gonna tell you, just leave it alone. Your eyes have a milkiness to them that's really like a juicy feel to them. That's really nice. And you know what you could do, Michelle? You could darken because right now these values over here are too dark. But if you
Yeah.
darken this area over here, this whole shadow shape,
Yeah.
like mine, just darken it all. Leave these alone because they're beautifully rendered. Just make this darker. Nice. Try one more thing. Right here, it's almost the value shift, and this is a really hard edge. The value shift is really great right here. But when you squint down in this photo, when you squint down in the photograph of Ben, you don't really see an edge there, do you? It's pretty close. The step of value is closer.
Yeah.
So right now the step of value is this may be one step, this is about 3 steps. So what you can do, this is so beautifully done, just darken, put a little bit of value over here, just darken this area right here and see what happens.
I cheated.
What did you do? This is gorgeous. I just, and maybe it could be your photo, like in Michelle in person. Is this as light as this, or is it darker in person?
Sorry, excuse me. I got in my head.
I think it's darker in person.
Got it. Because, you know, when you take pictures and you know how light hits it and it makes it reflects the light. So, maybe turn it upside down so that I see this side is in the light, and then that would help. That's kind of the deficit from being online is I guess what I'm looking at is a value shift from here to here. I don't know. Really nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Very nice.
I found a tiny little piece of charcoal.
Oh,
You did cheat.
your pumpkin.
Floating around on my desk.
Yours has the feel of a teenager now, doesn't it?
Huh?
He looks like a teenager. Gave more of a manly look. You lost your lip.
I did.
Snag that.
I did. I
And-
had it, and then I got it. I had it, and then I put it back in shadow.
Look at this nose. You got your nose. You can no longer say I don't do a nose. The only thing I would say, do you see a line over here?
Yeah.
Like no, like visually. Well, you do because I drew on it, but is there a dark line over here?
It's a very faint, very faint, tiny little bit, a very faint little line over there.
Okay, what about yours?
Oh, I made it too dark.
Yeah, you see that?
See, I'm going to redo him in charcoal.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
then, do you see any light over here in his eyeball? You caught a little bit here, which is
Yeah.
nice, but it might be a little bit I
It's,
don't know.
yeah, it's in the wrong spot. I
Yeah.
tried to make it and and it's, I can't do those little dots.
Try this. Just take your finger and just tap it a little bit. It's just a little bit too much. And we'll talk about eyeballs next time.
Did I send? I don't think I sent mine, did I? No.
This got just a little bit dark in here, but you know what? I'm just want to celebrate. Clean up his lip a little bit and let's see it then.
Okay.
No, you haven't sent yours yet, Nancy. Wow.
Yeah, my battery was dying and I had to run and get the charger.
Got it.
Okay.
Michelle, I love your eyes. Look at these eyes.
Oh yeah.
Is that, whose is that? Michelle's?
Michelle's, look at that.
Wow.
That's really
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It was an accident.
It was an accident. You shouldn't have told her. You should have kept that to yourself.
Well, this friend of mine who's an artist, she said that all of art is an accident.
It is, and it's when something happens that you didn't mean to happen, you're like, wait, whoa, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's serendipity. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not really an accident because it was in your hand, and honestly, it's just that moment of intuitive that something just happened that you weren't thinking about. And that's where you want to be with your art, is when you're working and you're not even thinking about it, and it just happens, and there's a beauty in that.
my Benjamin, sorry, Benjamin went from a
What happened? She's laughing.
Our little boy.
He's a man. He grew up.
Benjamin went from a toddler to a man.
Well, and I made mine very young, so.
Oh my gosh, look at these. So we have a young boy with Michelle. We have like a preteen, like he's 12, and now we have a man.
Yeah, and his lip became a mustache. His
That's
lip
so
is
funny.
a mustache. That's a mustache.
That's so
Love
funny.
it. You know what? You know what it is? It's these angular lines. Boys have round, and men have like angles. Beautiful. The only thing I'm going to tell you, right? Do you see how this is popping out? It's way too dark. Do you see that?
Which one? Which one?
This eyebrow.
Oh, that eyebrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
say the only thing you're gonna tell me. There's got to be more.
Oh no, there's the only thing I would do with this is just flatten it. If you go in with a clean stomp and just go in there and just really flatten this, it will pop. But this right here is
okay. I already tapped that one down, but I don't think I can get that right side flat because I started on a tablecloth that had a grain.
oh you can.
And, well, I've been working on it, but I still haven't.
Okay,
well, and I've used my finger, my pinky a lot.
So what makes it, and here's a little trick that you can do. The reason that it's not flat is because this is lit right here. So let me
Okay.
get that up.
Well, without changing the direction of the pencil, it's a little hard for me to get into the edge. I mean, if I turn the pencil sideways, I could maybe.
This is where you work on the point of your pencil.
The point of the pencil?
Yep, you get on the point. And do you see how this right here, do you see that light area right there? If you go in and just don't touch the dark, but just darken this lit area right here, it'll flatten.
Oh, I thought it wasn't flat because it looks like brush strokes over all of it because of the grain.
So let me show you. So if I do this, And so let me do this. All right. This doesn't look flat. I did this. It's still not flat, but watch when I go in and I darken. It looks not flat because I have a shift between light and dark. So you just, when you darken the lit areas, just those little holes, you just go in and darken those. It'll flatten it.
Even though you still have some darker strokes in there?
The reason they're dark is because you have light beside it.
Oh,
If you go in and darken the light areas around it, it'll flatten it.
okay. I'll
Things
work on that.
things look dark because it has light beside it.
Oh, okay. You
So
said that just a second ago, but I got it better now.
yeah, it takes a little bit. So this looks white because it's white. So if you went in and just see how it pops out, just darken that little spot with the tip of your pen. So just dap it in and then watch it disappear.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can do this to blend, or we can add more dark to flatten it out.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I'm just going in and I'm darkening the light areas. I'm not touching, my pencil's moving, but I press when I get into the light areas.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not darkening the whole thing. I'm just darkening the light spots.
But we should still strive to be in the same direction all the time, right?
Yeah. And you can go in on the tippy toes and yeah, and just move it around. But do you see how I'm
Okay.
starting to flatten that by
Yes,
adding
I do.
more material?
Okay, yes. Okay.
And you
I'll
can
Looks
just
like
work
he's got a beard.
jump and do that too in it. And let's look at that. Wouldn't it be? And just right here is actually pretty dark on the inside of the eye.
Oh, it's supposed to be darker.
Yeah, do you
Or
see how it?
you're not saying mine is pretty dark. You're saying it needs to be darker on mine?
Yeah, it needs to be darker, like right in through
Okay.
here.
Okay.
This is probably the right value for this side. So flip it. This is too light and that's too dark.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Got it.
She's got a nice nose.
I
Nice
know.
hair too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I would just go with it, turn it into man. And do you see this jowl line?
I just did that to try to round his face off before I took the picture.
Aw.
But I couldn't erase the other one enough. So, oh
Then
well.
honestly, okay, he has kind of a square jaw right here, right? So let's work with that. He's got his neck's too little, so make his neck bigger.
Oh, oh well, should I erase that rounded spot? Because I couldn't erase the angle one. The angle one just made him look like he lost part of his cheek or something.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It doesn't bother me.
Not okay, but it made the neck too small.
Make them
Because I added width to the face.
then make the neck wider.
Okay, okay, I hear you.
His neck is
Okay,
too skinny. Just make the neck wider.
okay.
So what I'm doing there is we're going off copy. We're letting this go here. We're ignoring the photo. And now we're looking at this. Do you hear the difference?
Oh,
And now when I
okay.
look at this, I like how it looks like a man. It's fun. And this doesn't bother me. It might be a little bit too dark. If you can pull some of that out, would be nice, but just make that neck wider.
Okay, I made the neck wider over here. Uh-huh.
Perfect. Wow, look at
Okay.
these. Woo!
You
The
had a
different stages of Ben.
He's got a black eye at the top.
It's too dark. Do you see? So what
Yeah.
you can do, you automatically want to go in and erase and make it lighter. Or you can make this side darker.
Okay.
When you make this side darker, it'll make that look lighter.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Whose is that? Michelle?
Yeah.
Michelle's? Uh-huh.
That's Michelle's?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
These are beautiful.
Aren't they? They're
Amazing. Yeah, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes go, wow, wow.
I
Yeah.
love his hair.
Yeah. They're
Uh, coming from
Beautiful.
you.
A great
Gosh.
teacher. A great teacher is what it is.
Yes.
A great
Yes.
teacher. Yes.
Kudos to the teacher.
Yep.
kudos to the students. You guys hung on. You grabbed a hold and you're doing it. You didn't
Yes.
leave the room. You didn't leave.
I did. I put a cardboard me up there for a while.
Talk to me about this. What are your thoughts?
I would never have, I've shadowed a lot of things and I would never have put a shadow in the way you had done it. I'll show you what I did last night, but I was exhausted. I was totally exhausted. But this is what I did last night. I did it really quick. I did it really quickly.
Nice. Lift higher. Lift higher. Like go up higher.
Oh, let's see.
You're getting the separation of
Oh,
shadow and light.
oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
I did
Wow.
it very, very, very fast.
And that's how you would normally do it, you said, instead of the way we were just now taught?
Yeah, I would just work it in. Yeah, rather than,
Okay.
but thinking it through is really good. You know, it really is, because then you're not just fudging it and then going, oh my God, I went too far, you know?
Then you're trying to fix it. So
Yeah.
if you can get it in to begin with, get it where it needs to be, and then you can move it.
Yeah, yeah. But that
So-
was charcoal, but it was so much easier to in charcoal rather than a pencil. Yeah,
The vine charcoal's a little bit more forgiving as far as lifting. So like you're having
Yeah.
troubles blending and pulling out, getting back to the white of the page. The
Mhm.
vine charcoal is really easy to do that, to pull it back.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll play a little bit, especially in the hair. And remember, one of the key things with this, and I'm gonna stop going into all this, but it's important. Anything in the light, the shadow in the light is lighter than anything in the dark. So
Do
the
that
shadow
again?
in the light is lighter than the light in the dark.
Oh, yes, yes,
The shadow in the light, so there's a lit side with the shadow,
yes,
it's lighter than everything
in the dark.
in the dark.
Yeah. Because you have to have some kind of shadow in the light. Otherwise, there's no facial description.
You have to get form, we use shadow. But and Michelle, this student, when she did this, but do you see how the eyeball in the lit side pops forward?
Yes, yes,
Oh, do you see my lips? They're pink.
Yeah.
yes.
You made yours pink too?
Yeah, it's a zoom setting.
Oh
But
my God, you're smart. I
Yeah.
love it.
I also did a filter on my face. That's why you don't see any wrinkles.
Oh, wow. See, I'll have
But-
to do that so I look younger.
But that's why the eye is popping forward, because it's
It's
darker
the darkest.
than the shadow side.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yes,
And
yes.
that's why, Michelle, I said just darken the shadow side, and then the eye and the light side won't look as dark.
Yeah,
Or honestly, to be honest, right now, sign it. All three all three of you. Tom, watching this, sign what you've got right now. Sign it and date it. This is
Oh,
your
really?
first go.
I was gonna redo him if I had time.
You can redo them, or you can play with them a little bit more, but start again.
Yeah,
Try one.
yeah.
Sign it and date it. And we're not using any outlines at all. And look at the likeness that you've got a cute little boy there with this beautiful eye. I mean, it's just, Michelle, you can write about that, how, he's coming out of the space in his life. He's entering into this new zone in his own life, and he's seeing with that eye. So since it's on the left, he's still hanging on to the past. I mean, you can just talk a lot about this, right?
Oh, wait. Since his which eye hangs on at the past?
When you look at artwork, if they're looking to the left in the artwork, they're looking to the past. If they look to the right, they're looking to the future.
Well, this eye of mine is very small, and this eye is bigger. So
Yeah.
what am I looking at?
Oh, none of us have eyes that are the same. Look,
Yeah.
mine,
The left and right side of your face is totally different.
look, this one is hooded. This one is, all of our eyes are different. We're all mutated a little bit.
Me and all my cousins that I can think of have the eye that came from our grandmother, that one side flops flops down. The eyelid flops one side radically more than, I don't even look at the other side because one is so much. And I'm going to cover myself because I'm not expecting y'all to study that.
Oh no, we need to study eyes. I've already
I'm going to show you the ceiling of my house.
Disappeared. Get over here.
You'll see it in person.
Your eyeballs here.
You disappeared.
Yes, I mean,
We could do the study. We could take pictures of different people we know, like just take a picture of their eyes, and like this eye, this group, and study those. Or you can do the same thing with noses or mouth.
Yeah. Have you seen
Noses.
Orange is the New Black? They do just eyes. Like, that's what they do. They only show, like, in the what is that song in the beginning? Orange is the New Black is a prison series, is a series of women that are in prison, and they only show this in the photos, all the eyes.
Oh.
Neat.
How about you, Michelle? What are your thoughts about this? This is radically different than the way you draw. What do you think?
So is this the way you're supposed to be doing it? Or is this?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Say it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Is this the way you're supposed to do it? If you want to give the sense of form and depth in your drawings and paintings, this is one way you can do it. It's one way. There are artists have done. Well, this is a way that they taught the masters in the past. This is like mastery. This is what they learned in the 1700s. Well, this is the way they've been taught.
Wow.
What they're doing right now. And learning how to create form, like Vermeer in his paintings, and they just glow. The women just glow. The woman with the pearl earring, he did this type of drawing, this type of painting. So if you want to give the sense of depth and form to your portraits, like they're, coming like this, you're getting the sense of likeness. This is an easy way to do it. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't use outlines. I do sometimes. I do. I use And you don't have to just do this. I do this in my work with my, and then I add line on top of it. I add gesture line into it. So my drawings are a combination of value and then line.
How many ways are there to draw?
I think it just depends on, I think everyone, the way everyone has their own unique style and how we, the thing I like about this is I've learned so many different ways from different people, and I've got my own way, and then it becomes this like my way. So you're going to take what you do now, the way you draw, and you like to draw the, the way you draw the outlines for the eyes and stuff. Well, now, you're going to start incorporating value into it, and you're going to take your line drawings and then you're going to bring them out into more, you're going to give it depth, you're going to give them life. I think how many different ways there are to draw, I think, what do you think, Marilyn? It depends how many people out there are drawing, the number of artists. We all
Everybody's different, a little different.
all different.
Everybody's different, yeah.
We have tendencies, some are more cartoony, some are more realistic, some are in the middle. Mine isn't exact. I like to get the gesture, but the feeling, so I get the feeling through the eyes and using line. It's just, as you're learning these new tricks, they're basically, it's smoke and mirrors, right? As you're learning these more methods, you're learning new ways to see things and experience it. You're understanding your own tendencies. You even said, Michelle, you're messy. You're messy, Michelle, and that's okay. Learning you be messy and you enjoy it. You like to get yourself into that material, and then you're finding ways to pull it out, to clean it up. So it's using your tendencies, what you like, your taste, and what you've got, and stretching yourself a little bit further, learning other techniques and stuff, and incorporating in it. But there's no, in art, there's no right or wrong way.
There's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no, oh my gosh, competitiveness. There's no competition in art as far from what I see, Yeah, well, yeah, right. Well, but I mean, but if you're like in our class, there's no competition in that class. We're all drawing the same thing. Or even if you go outside to paint plein air, you could have 20 people in the same field, and not one of them, not two of them will paint the same things. There's no competition. That's what I mean. It's like, technique and things like that. Yeah, because you want to be, and you know what else is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful about artists that I've known about? They're so willing to share.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing too. Yeah. And the thing too, and I've seen this happen. I was in a show one time, and the grand prize winner was a scribble drawing. They won the thousands of dollars for a scribble drawing. So
wow,
it just depends on the judge and who sees it.
It does.
The level of skill, you could be a high skill level, and a beginner can come in and win an award. And it's just allowing yourself to be open and play, and to learn more techniques, learn other methods, and just play. I'm teaching you the way I was taught how to do this, to create form. And then when I started teaching at Capital University, they didn't want to do that. They weren't interested in this. They want to be more abstract, more, more them. They wanted to be them. So I learned other ways to teach them how to draw, using
wow,
other
fascinating.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of, but this is like a good, just like you want to learn, if you learn ballet, you can dance anything. If you learn piano, you can play anything. If you learn this and learn how to manipulate the values from light to dark and the edges, the soft to hard edges, If you learn how to do that, you can paint anything. You can anything. It helps with your paint everything. It just, which means nothing because everything isn't everything. But you can do watercolors and acrylics. You could do soft pastels. You could do pencil. You could do anything. Where you get people, this is how you draw, and this is the only way you draw. Well, then you're drawing
Oh.
like them, and then you're trying to
Mhm.
copy them. But this is one method that
Yeah.
I love teaching because if you want to pick up a paintbrush, it's the same stuff. It's the same.
Yeah.
Cool. This is a really tiny technical question. With shading, should we leave our pencils a little dull instead of sharp? And also, I've seen where people use like a razor blade or they use sandpaper or something, and they get more point, not point, but more lead.
Are you working with a wood pencil or a woodless? What are you working with?
Wood pencil.
Okay,
Woodless. Woodless is just all lead.
This is a woodless pencil, so it's all wood or all lead, and it just has like a plastic casing on it.
Oh, there's a plastic casing. Then I have probably both.
So I like this because if you're working with a wood pencil, yes, you need to sharpen it. Otherwise, the wood will cut your paper.
Oh.
The people that are using sandpaper to get that fine tip are probably illustrative drawing. They're more graphic artists or very illustrative, or they're trying to get really fine lines.
That's the one that use wood pencils. Well, are you using you're not currently using a mechanical pencil because you asked us to buy mechanical pencils.
I found this one. It's I found it at Walmart.
I love that pencil.
It's a wonderful, it feels good in your hand, and it has a 6-speed lead. And
Is that the one that was in the kit you showed us a picture of?
It's a woodless pencil, or yeah, woodless pencil. It's just graphite, and then you put it in here. You have to press it, and then you put it in.
It's graphite, but it still has plastic casing around it.
Yeah, it like it has a pencil lead hold. We'll call it a pencil lead holder because it's not really.
Oh, but the insert, that other piece, not that piece, but the other piece is pure lead.
This is all graphite. Yeah.
Graphite. Okay.
Yeah.
So does that help more in doing the shading?
I like woodless pencils because I'm not dealing with the graphite or the wood.
Yeah. But you're calling both of them kind of like woodless pencil because the one in the mechanical pencil is operating like the woodless pencil because there's no wood.
There's no wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can get it. So as far as a point on your pencil, you can get, here's a trick that I learned when I was a draftsman. So
when you were a draftsman?
Yeah. I started as an industrial draftsman. So at Auburn Gear, actually, Michelle, in Auburn. So I have a thick, it's a rounded edge, but you can get a thin line by turning your pencil.
Oh.
You see that?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So I can get, but you can get a thin line and you just turn it. But I don't
put it down. You're turning it while you're moving it down.
Yeah, I turn it. You can keep a sharp pencil. You can keep it sharp by doing this too. So you don't have to, so as you're moving it, you turn it. So it keeps it pointed. But I don't draw like that. I don't worry about those things. When I shade, I'm on the wrong part of the side.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I fill,
that shade's nice. That pencil shade's nice. It puts down a nice wide slab of lead. Yes.
Yes.
That's almost exclusively the way I laid my pen, my graphite. But see how you have all that stuff in the middle, like
Yeah.
the part that isn't dark. It's hard to go in and fill all those little spots up. At least I
Then,
haven't been successful.
so then you go back with another layer.
Yeah,
It isn't,
much.
it's not a one and done. And when I go back over to make it darker, I don't press hard when I go back. I wobble my pencil. I have a light touch. I'm not, when I first put down, I go heavy. Then when I
Okay.
backfill, I go light. So then I'm just putting graphite on top of it.
Okay, but then you said like the little white spots that I have a lot of to press in while I'm wobbling.
So the light spots, you can go in like this, and I just tighten up a little bit, and I go on the point, and then
Okay.
I just touch in.
Okay, until you get there, because it may take several times. Because
And I do this,
uh-huh.
so you layer. Yeah, you can get crazy. That green man that I showed you, that
Yeah,
drawing that I showed you, that had to be
yes.
flat as a pancake. That background had to be flat as a pancake. Literally.
Wow.
No,
That's
light.
not easy. That's not easy to do.
The thing is, once you do it, like you see it at first, you're like, wait, I don't see what are you talking? Oh, and then once you start seeing it, then you can't unsee it. So I can look at a big flat value and I can see differences in it, but my eyes are trained to do that.
Ranger, yeah.
And that's what I'm at first you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, well, do you see this little dark area? And it pops out at you now.
Yeah.
And then now you know how to either pull it out or darken around it. I had a drawing that I sold and put it in a show. It was in a show and they dropped it. It fell and the glass broke and it had a flat field of value and it broke and didn't break the paper, thank goodness, but put a dent and a perfect little perfect little V, right? I'm like, it took me 3 hours because I get it. If you even breathed on it, it would pop because I had to be careful not to get the dent too dark, and I had to darken what was around it.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Wow.
Wow.
And that's the one you had in the show and sold?
Yeah, a different one. Yeah.
Oh, uh-huh. Wow, 3 hours.
It took it 3 hours, just that little tiny to get it to disappear. It was because the dent held a lot of the material, right? And it would get dark. So then I had to darken the edge around it, but then gray, yeah. And then when I darkened the edge, it would darken so it was this balance.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Ouch.
I
Ouch.
had
Were
to
you there?
disappear that baby. Huh?
Were you there when they dropped it?
Oh, they felt sick. They hated it. And when it was in the show, tape hates me. It fell in the frame, so we got it back up in the mat, correct? The tape release, so we got it back up into the, and then they drop it, and I'm like, it's in its home.
Wow. That's
Wow.
great.
You can't
That's
see
like,
it, but
that's like, oh my God, my heart will jump out of my chest. If it was, my little things, it's like, no big deal, but, yeah.
now when you sell it and you're like, it was
So,
good. It worked.
yeah.
But the point is, the reason something looks dark, it's because what's beside it is too light.
Okay. Okay.
And you can flatten just by making those light spots darker. You can blend it with
Okay.
your finger, or you can make it darker.
Okay.
She does pastel.
Are you still taping? Because everything you're saying is really valuable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my gosh,
That-
is this recording?
Yes, it's the recording.
That way Tom also can get this extra
Yeah.
that we're getting.
It's only 1:22.
4 hours
122.
in. Okay, we're done.
Yeah,
We're done.
4-hour class. Oh my God, Michelle, you're amazing.
Breathe,
You are so
stretch,
generous
go to
with
the
your
bathroom.
time. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
so fun watching what you all are doing. And
Yeah.
I went through and I took so I've got your 5 photos. And I went through and I manipulate them so that
Oh,
some were good that you could use, to get a drawing from, and some weren't as good. So I went through and made a PowerPoint of that. And that's really valuable.
Okay, so that's ours. We have that, right? Good.
wait, you sent it to us?
No, I haven't. I was going to
Okay.
do it today at end of class, but I think all of us are a little bit brain dead. What do you think?
I think it'd be better to be a fresh start.
I do too.
Mm,
And
But
well,
did all of us have at least one that we can use?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all had one, and then the ones that are, I want to go through some of the ones that aren't. I'm not going to say the word good. They're good. They're good. They're all good, but some that would be difficult to work with in order to make a good drawing. So some photos are better compositionally speaking and also design, and others would, yeah, it's better as a photograph, not as something to work from. So yeah, and learning, once I point those things out, it's going to make you like see and understand what to look for when you're taking photographs, and you'll become a better photographer too.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Wow, great.
nice, nice. And even when you're going over everybody's drawings, and we're watching you, we're learning from that. From everybody's drawings.
Yes. Yes.
Because you can look at your own and like, especially the upper lip, oh, is mine shaded? And the lower lip, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
I
do it.
did a lot of changes when you were critiquing other people's drawings.
Hmm. I kept changing too.
Yeah.
These are
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Yes,
Okay,
thank
next week. So next week we'll look at those photos, which will be perfect. Then we're going to look at some features and how do you there's some stuff, nuances about eyes and lips that you need to just know in order when you're drawing them. And noses.
And noses.
Look at noses. And
Don't
hair.
forget those noses.
Look at hair too.
I have done more piggy noses on people's faces.
No more piggy noses.
Piggy noses are easy.
We'll ignore ears. Everyone has hair for ears.
Okay.
Have a
Love you,
wonderful
kiddo.
night.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time.
Drop your thoughts in the group, okay? On what you learned, what was a struggle, what surprised you, that sort of thing. Just make a note. That's your
Beautiful.
homework. And have fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good day. Bye-bye.
Bye, Nancy. Bye, Michelle. See you, Mary.
Bye.